But we shall have a good evening. Any akwaba jasu jumedi. So we're live on OK. 101.7 FM. It was Ship House, Abeka Junction. Your mama good evening because more fire and a beba. Now the fire will come because a brasso for NPP Primaries. Now tension is rising. Tension is rising. Just say across all board. Tension is rising. Mama, good evening. We are live on Migachu FM Okukren to me. And I bet you and cancel live on King's Jersey Radio, New Jersey, America, bro. Remember, we are live. High Life Radio, Virginia, and you are live also. NASPA Radio, UK, bro. Remember, Danfopa Media, so far live for Belgium and France. Yama, good evening, you. Niansama Wakwaba. And Team Ken. Team Ken. In fact, Wednesday, we are going to have Team Baomia. Next week, Team Ken for the best back. Then we'll have Dr. Educhum, Team Educhum Subeba. We want to find out candidates nina why and the strength, the weaknesses. Because you see, Ghana, me catch them with the BS. The reason why I hear multi-party democracy, they say parties bebre, ni enya candidate bebra. Out of that, you be answer for nim difwa. Beti me abeshe Ghana, asese Ghana ye. And NDC netia kunya so into having a very strong opposition. Said the NPP were abemono. NDC was a very solid opposition. To be fair, NDC beginning after 2016 elections, and I know muye shaky kakra from 2018, but the NDC gave NPP a very solid and strong opposition. That is how I build the democracy. Yempe opposition be obabeda. Opposition be strong. Abino. Chia ubetimi amano suggestions adwenkyere so yeniye faha yese because you see opposition criticism no enya boni o opposition for criticism ne mu na aban ye na wetimi ayo oman ni yie because yesi ti kro nkwa agina e na nko ana o party for madwene nko ntumi nkyekere Ghana enuti na in fact one of the things Dr. Nkrumah Osaje for na ban because no say oye one party state. When Dr. Osagyefo Nkrumah declared no so no nkoane president for life one party state the hona CIA for ne nkofo nya ne ho ekwan but nkenye sa multi party democracy nyina ya de to de de kyekere man ye na no mo anomu nko school da no omukro mo se de ba akofo nsan so nyankopon ani kata it means to say one person adwene ye mfa kyekere man one person adwene it is not a solution. Because even the will say a solution, we should need the Bible account. Now a perfect solution. Into na ye ko Team Ken want to find out a DNA Kennedy Japan adwin chira or they boy NPP because they say MPP ne always they say as opposition. Dear Professor from Paul Boatin kind of true. MPP ne always they say no a dangerous opposition. This is a ghost MPP. The MPP that is there today, the current existing MPP is a ghost MPP. It's a shadow MPP. It's a shadow of itself. Because me say me na me yakola. Me gra me you know. Me kra na me yakola in my 40s. Me yakola. Me papa change because my father was a political animal. And this is a talking point amba. This is an interview be about push you say brabe. And when we were growing up, the kind of MPP for who omono. And you know say even you cry any fee kakra started school a year journalism. I came to meet President Mahama in Parliament. And you should President Mahama at the time, NDC. You could tell even from that time now President Mahama, no, you're just MP for Bole. Said this man had a future. The same way now, me ya kola na MPP for, but those days, ne dubu ahemo. And then 92. Because I didn't really understand too much anything. But my papa was explaining to me, dubu ahemo. Now, MPP 4-year press conference. I say, yes, aparachik is nini. The current MPP, no, is a shadow of itself. This is not the correct MPP. It's Professor from Paul Boatin Kase, MPP where you fake. Probably I will not use the term fake, but it is not the original MPP. Party be any konenim. If you look at NDC for first, na NDC by na keda for, na soldier for. Elite. The tradition of NDC is that NDC is a mass party. The tradition of MPP is that MPP is an elite a crash for party. Elite, no, that's what it means. Into a founding fathers of MPP, you can tell JH Mesani, Hakamanoso Ajmai, Apreku, Akomada in Tomatoes, Papa Usankuma was a learned lawyer at the time. Penny pa. Osha alajete mo. O de alajete. I mean on your small boy, on your children. Alajete kra be ye. Speaker of Parliament. extraordinary speaker of parliament. In fact, in the history of Ghana, your fourth republic, only speaker be out in the home sign alajete. Not just even the shouting of order. And I mean, the guy was extraordinary. You could see says the MPP for Akrache for, and they were not just Akrache for, because current MPP way, and so you're full of Akrache for. But olden days MPP was MPP for Akrache for extraordinary. Akrache for more fianyansa, Akrache for more believe in diplomacy, Akrache for more things, and in fact, or more political na say. Back in the day, now Rollins see or kwakoto a year first saying plane. J.H. Mensah taunted President Rollins at the time on top a year. Now what's your judgments on one side? Now what's your door aja homoni ade? What's your babemo? What's your hoodoo aya? Okay, if you look at both NDC and NPP, even NDC crowd no money crash for party no. When it do 92, 96 no. Look, even though make them better 2000, look at the crop of NDC for. Those days next year don't get ya no bear more because if you talk about hoodoo aya, ya mami Betty Modi Drusu, senior lawyer, no ni kru no. Serious aparachiki. Alaji first about me. Betty Modi Drusu, Alaji Drusu. And then some Crawford obeda someone they had and no cry them mind this phone say no almost one more cratch for almost one for my forefront. So you had a cratch for MPP and then you had NDC and a cratch for and penny for no co-op from CPP like President Mama. You know me a cratch for, but they brought them from CPP into NDC. Solid people. Inti sa MPP no a JH MPP nya no nie. This one you have MPP for, but you have MPP for a cratch for but a kakakra. Because if you look at the way MPP handle Professor Frimpong Boateng issues no. Look at the way MPP handle Professor Frimpong Boateng issue no. How handle ni because Professor Frimpong Boateng was crying for attention. Oh, so say any party no onu fia brochure a surgeon. Cratching it. So MPP was so much of a cratch for party to the extent that Professor Frimpong Boateng cry surgeon. And what Germany or operation cross remember be joining MPP because party when na many of my ideology no elites no omo no mo forward looking omo no mo property owning democracy omo no mo call for development in freedom member be joining sa party no. And it's a Professor Frimpong Boateng with all his knowledge and experience. Or say onko baby say NDC for. Na say ne waba join mo party a na or complain say niam bi nko yie na MPP na o say say na fake MPP. This is not the original MPP a ade na moko ade chi na say a trap letter ye pamo you go and engage the man say prof obviously the fact say wo kasa wa abontin che say ye mpanifo no ya anya niam bi yie because prof na ye nim no a science surgeon no there's no way a papa we obekasa basa ewa abonten eje se ne ma bro ne koma so it is a prof one pa nene o kasa wa abonten means that you lose the ball. We've lost the ball. We've dropped the ball and I was say to me bani no besin konya nti kan na dwena Professor Frimpong Boateng ye Bernard interview CTFM there na no pana na nka otini fie na one ne kasa no wa hwekwa prof what can we do agencha be na ode ba ye ko primaries kwa we dey fache ye say ntumi am be consult all these things mo na we elders no we need to consult you people mpacho ye bit this is how you engage them na nye say party I will lose over 2 it doesn't even make sense. Yen cry wa bonten no it doesn't make sense to us to say who opposition we lose about 2 million of your vote. Also sorry I want to see my pam way are you serious? Look at how NDC manage Kokwanyido. NDC mane broso ansana Kokwanyido MPP focus all dey call. Now even when NDC let him go Kokwanyido niama no ye NDC for view no hu or not to me even say some of the cardman mails no crack ho. There are particular people who NDC for don't want to respond in public. For all you know, they are doing their homework inside, but they are not doing it in public. Into General Secretary, General Secretary, Yera Nanabi, me penanabi asempa. But I'm like, it is executives who want to obian tumofo, obian tiamo. You people need to restore the dignity of MPP. Some primaries where it is a make or break. It's not just leader na mukako you. Mukoyi whoever. How you transform the party, how you can glue the party together, restore the party, no primaries way will determine that. Inti by now ka mo ne Ken kasa, mo ne Baomia kasa, mo ne EFS Brian Champon kasa, Edutum kasa, mo ne omu nyina Kwabere Japan, mo ne omu nyina kasa say look, you find the way you nyina betena say. Use President Kufuor if you have to because you penny kasa o kasa e now there's a Professor Frimpo Boati the ekra muntu me ne nkasa nti muntu me frɛ President Kufuor say President Kufuor wo na wo de Professor Frimpo Boati ba mu ye patro panicho ma ye we de ya me say aye mistake na ma papa na ba abontin na obeka say we de ye di dwanto na ebrɛ ye srɛ wa wo ne nkasa ma ye enko muntu me ne nkasa then you issue some hurriedly rushed letter to sack the man from the party who need them I rather NPP minimum calculation kra mo ye and I'm vote be or baby some virtual vote be amode beba so I know also bempa hwan even there has been even this suggestion say adada 40 say home syndrome ni ade kwa mom bring them back now this is are you serious say in the dying minute of the and then na nkofo kra nya kan fro no NDC aban no they have issues no opposition wo de ne say wo de adwenkyerɛ nka NDC transport yen ya tena abam the last 8 years NDC transport mu yen say NDC you can bring this is how you have to be focused so that you can give NDC suggestions no dey ayo man here because o man na nye president mama Christmas message you want o say ye ni NPP Ghana ene ye ni NDC Ghana ye Ghana ye nyina ye Ghana you have to give him suggestions ebeboa na memo no ebetene na ye Ghana nyina amfa so there be why you busy sacking for an opposition party that has lost their stronghold. Your stronghold, Ashanti region, you have lost a total vote of 5%. You are busy sacking people. The next stronghold, Greater Accra region, and then you have Greater Accra region. So na money na atoshi kroya su kuyo. I mean, the executives mu hear Jesus. National executives here words say mu hear Jesus. This is not the primary, and then the main issue, your primary issue, no. But I'm saying, say national executives na mo say mu hear Jesus. It's not like you are lacking advice. You have Ohini Tomuni Ade who have been general secretaries, NPP national executives there. You have Damboche Nomuni Ade, they've all been national executives before. Lord Come and Numina national executives before. So you have the blueprint. One mistakes or me any baby I'll bet me are corrected. So why are you doing that? Your own Ashanti region, which is your biggest World Bank, will lose 5%. This is dangerous. 5%, yeah, 1%, then 2%. 5%, number what 33%. They say when you're 27%, you've lost 5% of your total vote in Ashanti region. In the other regions, your members said, yeah, ma. And you saw Beto and this, your mom say, yeah, ma, meto. Yeah, this is the time, man. Ka Beto say, Ube manage primaries, where ya go crocro primaries. Ne ko we are, my friend Kennedy, Japan, my friend Baumia, my friend Brian Champ, my friend Dr. Duchum, say, Munina Mabua, ne yen na kwanya sa 2.5 million votes, no, 2 million votes, you bet me as Uncle Faba. You are busy sacking people. And you moko sacking your home, your tamakle. Moko saki nya hota maklo. Moko saki Tarzan. Moko saki ta. Na kamo ambeti me saki nya honi Tarzan. Omo form NPP party na general secretary na nabi kwa minya sho sene ya omo. When those people when they form the party na mu wo wiase de ada na minim. It is mo amu to me sakese Professor Frimpo Boati na emre. So mpacho mu focus because we see President Mahama Krasi de ye hear a strong opposition that is focused, that is disciplined, that can give NDC the needed suggestion. NDC ni NPP nyina be kan bo ma build Ghana because Ghana NDC nkwan build NPP wa ehono even President Akufo-Addo free SHS na ema otumi ye na it is because of the criticism of NDC ntina free SHS no otumi ye kakra no it is because of the criticism of NDC the things that NDC cast are any school. It's a moya no a betumi atwin scandal from a you corruption asem NDC will put won say NDC ni NPP they are all not genuine there but at every point in time it is the suggestions any of criticism na build your mind until you come back to the primaries and let me see what then team Ken Wednesday you benya team Baomia na say team Educhum we are going to give all the candidates a platform to speak and turn on more candidates say when the betumi build the NPP for any year that they can get a strong opposition that in 2028 no when your opposition yet see a point our opposition they can face President Mahama and say that LGBT here NDC a year demonstration Sam George what's Sam George ada what say suddenly Sam George wada meanwhile this LGBT idea it was a year first a sexuality education there no a UNICEF conditionality it can be a UNICEF for her. And on the besham say book no Sam George year demonstration the book has come back to the primary schools. Internet ya ni team Ken we look at all these alternatives because Ghana na ye chichire no enye NDC Ghana and enye NPP Ghana eye nyina ye Ghana. Everybody has a right to speak about Ghana. And you also nkasa na also beda wo de koda kodunso nada. Obi also be kasa Ghana be your freedom of speech and the person has a right to speak. What you say ha. Enti ya era Brand Champion no to ato ama na emze ba omi ade. Or say over 75% of NPP parliamentary candidates now they got more votes than Baumia. 2024 90 identity na mpese omde Baumia back. Of course, Baumia na ti akonwa no so a on the last year first presidential candidate so all the other candidates person omo yini free Ken de wanya kandada say Baumia de omo de ne kwa on win. In fact, Team Ken omo main issue no say Baumia cannot win. Enti no mpese e di onipa foforo ba no ne yero osu bempa be join no Team Ken Dr. Sako de and so first Team Ken USA Director of Operations Team Ken for no beba ne era Jerry Owusu so beba we'll find out dear na wo Canada Japan ho enti wo se delegates no omu nyina atumi hwe no mu se onno no mo de ne kwa obetimi aboa enti jaso ne wo de #Ken na #jaso whatever send comment my mema wa join now so there wo ye delegate onye delegate who you prefer because delegates must also know what the masses outside want. Because when you say delegates in the omobo and I select you, they must know Ghana for the general population and why no more panel. Don't forget say youth in our Ghana no. Omo no control vote no. Ghana youth for no kwaguta over 13.5 million total votes. Enti masses na wa bontin e be kire say delegates for no why man delegates for no koto aba more preference. Vote for nipa wa bontin omo preference. Enti doc mama good evening ni akwaba. Hello, Doc. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Great. I need Team Ken. And a discussion. Mami Musa mo first and foremost. So far grounds it is also by Mr. For an doc main family also. Ground okay. Also grounds it is saying I don't know doc or Dr. Sarkodio. So far Team Ken and form to say.
What do you mean?
Yeah, Tom Kappa.
So far, na bibia ekoso ye de ye ni so ade hu ne say NPP delegates betti de ye na Canada Japan ni message otoma delegates say sebi de onim tutu ne de ni gina kire pono na okwankoden na okogitumi de ba baby aduru no delegates ni nyina hunu say Kennedy akompre ko Japan and a bit magic to me ama NPP. Every season, when a leader, delegates, message, they bought into the message. Oman will say propaganda into me and by the minds of our delegates. Oman will say Canada, Japan need a new leader, and they saw the call. Na Ghana, na say the issue taxi drivers, issue market women, issue Ghana, na cancer, Mumfa Canada, Japan, bra. Ye beto aba ma mo no no na delegates no dwene ho no mo dia ye adwuma ntu musa ya afia grounds ye very good for Canada Japan to win these elections na utie form na utie the delegates na ka ya ho keka enigisem eni so na yinim se onyankopon beto nsupa aguso 31st January Kennedy Akompreko Japan will be elected as the new flag bearer of the new patriotic party.
But Dr. Sako, I mean, so far last minute preparation be what moya na say Ken on am here.
Me da se bebre me ni afia me den chiama woni etiefo ni ahwefo nyina me ni osu bempa me den chiama won so me den chiama Team Ken USA mpenfo nyina ni Team Ken Ghana. And the Yankasa ye papa so the incoming president, His Excellency Honorable Ken Ohine Japan. Ghana for NPP for nyina train no sabri. Ejuma de ye papa any team no abobi. Na obesha Honorable Ken campaign no communal labor. Enyo no nko delegates obia NPP pen for ma ekukudam. Yankasa ye incoming first lady. Ene honorable Natoshi, almost some represent a ma a delegate any party in Pennyphone. na adwuma de honorable wakwa pro constituencies ni nyina make say why yeah almost all of them na last minute no oguso oye no de ni nyina ba kopie se be yesi ofie ni fie no akogye nhira ho na entobo ahobobo ade ya bi me no ka say last weekend Team Ken USA for echo launch book the title ne PhD Politics Patriotism Honesty and Discipline the Japan Doctrine Yedi kan ye honorable bar Bronx New York and the launch no ho near say a sign the value this book added to this campaign any our national discussion on morality and values of our development and socio-economic fabric in it no ye pese launch sa book we enso wo Ghana e Dr. Kenneth Kluche ye den chiama no ono ana odwen ho no say otie papa no enum nsem wa follow no na ensema papa na eka no bring back everything the beginning of our independence na ebeto aso abedu the fourth republic everything that shaped our core values and no na honorable Ken Ohene Japan eka into the tintim ngoma our title no the PhD Politics Patriotism Honesty and Discipline ye call lanche no ene na se amemenda e wo Alisa Hotel.
Okay.
I mean, you can say baby Joy News, any GTV, Obia, a sense of my reading, no man the value it adds. Now, a cup of panel, no one sending the vision or war. Many of you, any a tear for near reform, Minka same way. And now, me know, say NPP, say, Cassa year, 2028 elections. Now, you compared to the performance of NDC. I told me be a Ghana first. Mama Yankan. Me a damn pan NPP for Bakoka. What will be our campaign message? If everything, all things being equal right now, you share the performance of NPP government in 2024. Now you woman this dispensation NDC for so. Now share inflation at Tiaba from say share. Now you share exchange rate in Swa. A damn pan NPP at the message. If we don't have any other thing else aside the economy, we can't talk about the economy. Let's be very frank with ourselves. My and dada Nenso we Ghana for Ashemu MPP delegate Ashemu Honorable Kenneth Japan comes with a different approach, a different mindset, different strategy, and speaking to the core of our national development. When it comes to our core values, patriotism, honesty, and discipline.
Very well.
No, so creative jobs. We can have the exchange rate come as low as even 3 Ghana cedis to $1. But say if the youth don't have job, if there is unemployment, it does not reflect in the pockets of our Ghanaian youth.
Okay.
And
very well.
Honorable Japan stands out and different and ready to be the next leader of this country, not only MPP. May I say.
Yo, very well. I mean, quite Euro Subempa. Euro Subempa, what they were yes, national a dog so say dog cross that test nominate a nooks grant. Munina, my year politics from a form cosistro. Mambuso also Bempa, dear Nema dog a can't cry but Ken, yen name him Ken so Ghana, Crawford Baby so I engage no. The omunim in the public utterances, but dear Nema Ken standing out as the solution person. If you are not dog, can say 2028 is a critical time. For exactly NDC for be crack as and come on forget 2028. Dear Nema Ken ekuta the magic wand if MPP can make any show in 2028 or else you must forget it. My member on that also remember.
Dedika efia your politics aye no wiase no. The here pa Edimu ntintiman Ghana ni wiase ma fa na nyina jitum say in the art of leadership the mark wiase leadership ho bamfaso no obi agi nipa biara dia na nkwankwa bia di so person obedi mampani honest leadership say Ghana for say ene o sorry anopa na o say obema obi toa ese Ghana ni no a wo kobu no ukodi ne so no onya gidie se sa papa yi a oba bedi yesu die okaso obema ye toa kina obema ye toa
okay
enu edi mu akotini yie pa me Ousou Bempah de ma me di Kennedy Japan wachi a me wo gidie because me no me values pa awusu bempa me de nam wiase nyina ye honest se me no kredie pa se me ma me ba no kra na se o ka no kra me mo hu se o ka no na fia you know me enti me de Kennedy Japan on his honesty as a leader say asem no betima hwe wani maka cho se ba for ade a wo ye yenye afia na anu ya ye sorry be di da chi aye ko ofre me transcaza brandie so be di ma chi na se e bia ofu se ma ben mu ba be di post na udi kwa asema you go to jail. And I was so happy because I've never heard this from any leader, one of the millions of some of the leaders are Omoba not just say the man has a good heart. Yet Tosubio papa discipline. Make on nice if ye nay say Ghana for the entire money abre Mufa Kennedy Japan, Mufa Kennedy Japan Rano. In discipline in Ghanaian society is becoming the order of the day. Na mijidi eti ejina minemu kase emra Ghana for beti se Kennedy Japan ye president of the Republic of Ghana no sebi police ni kura eje bribe obedwin hum yiru in discipline ekoso Ghana mu no omunim say such a leader will carry along with discipline and a babu and Gen Z so already 18 to 19 years to 22 years almost social media no. They don't care about political parties anymore. All that they care about is a leader who can defend the interest of the ordinary Ghanaian people. And that is it. If you are party for the brain are getting it wrong, thinking say it is about way and you could read the textbooks. Yeah, but can wait and on the say you will lead the beer. Oh yeah, you know. The next issue very important if you are edi akotini wo Ghana ye Gen Z's ne the middle class ne all those who want to come into politics young ones ni na jobs if you obi apeduma e mabunu ibebrebe yo mo Ghana ha obi apeduma if you obi awie sa 7 odi ase almost about 6 years in owie university okuta ne certificate opeduma but because of say aduma ni wonti they don't have jobs. And many of the youth believe Sebi they worry crap pen, you worry a cotton pen or cast or the very crowd in a Ghana, most of the politicians a 1-2-1-2 near cop. But one of the politicians, a businessman, has been able to create jobs for the ordinary people. Kennedy, a compreko on any Japan. Sebi Obetimia created jobs opportunity for the youth out there. And Timaburu Ojidia when he say he's the X factor. The leader that can bring discipline, the leader that can change the status quo. Business as usual. Politics, now business as usual. Ghana are tired of that kind of leadership. They want a new leader who can change the paradigm shift and make Ghana a better place. A daring leader. If you could read the great attributes of great leaders in the world, one of the cardinal woman say leader okuta bold bold decision to change things and make sure say things for him. Now me Kennedy Japan na minimum say all these attributes of great leaders are change the new ekoswa we share the great leaders o mabesini ko wiase mu nyina great leaders like Winston Churchill, Napoleon Bonaparte, Abraham Lincoln, those attributes of bold, decisive leadership are about just textbook theory and going out there business as usual. And Kennedy Japan could that attributes are Ebebwa ama yetimi ede Ghana akonenim. The NPP mebuno enim. Lefia adia baako a edimu akotene ama delegates ehunu say NPP amanyokuo ehia se ebe change leadership ekwan a ye flag bearer nano ye de ne ba begina ye de ne call elections no ekwan a wo de party for efa so a yehunu said there's a form of dishonesty in a side ne nsem bia waka no ukona kotie na wohwemu a na otumu se sebia fia ye tutu anoma ho dia ba be kire eza aboa be ni if you
am
one
candidate and
of the reason is say yeah to about Dr. Bawumia. Yes, Dr. Bawumia sem na meken. Na no ko gina sirem yeah to about ni nyina de di na chi ye yanko ne de ko gina sirem. Obi na no ka che Ghana for say abato aye koto no sirem fom yenu ene ye koto omo so aba. Na sirem fom yenu na koto omo so aba no. Se Ghana po bo mu musuo no motoma esiremni ba ko wo mu a ebe take another years 20 to 50 years ansa na Ghana for ato aba masiremni ena Ghana for hwe omani no motoma John Dramani Mahama oyeye nua siremni enti Dr. Bawumia so ye honest enough for himself so odo MPP why is he forcing himself on the people of the New Patriotic Party? Unim says Remuni esempom yeru ne koto abama om. Ena ne Ghana for to aba per his language. Enya dia Ghana for besan to abama abana ko sremu bio. So why is he being
Dr.
dishonest?
The language na wo kasa tia say kasa na o kan ya.
Efia a dishonesty to the highest level. It's an insult to the MPP conscience. It's an insult to the entire MPP party. Say, yeah, no, I hear concept ye ni nyansa. Wa be ka kire say esremfo mienu ye beto aba masremni baako ye tuma baako a be take years. Na fia ye pepa wo ye metena se ema ye nkoto aba ma ye nua sremni baako na ye hu say next time I dey nua sremni baako be ko no nya dia Ghana for beto aba no according to Dr. Bawumia, and he himself has come here to tell her if you don't talk to mienu dia tosu mienu if you mamenka dia tosu mienu Dr. Bawumia enim say sabi Ghana for ento aba ma no na fia for the first time ayakoto aba Dr. Bawumia masqueraded on the back of being the first northern candidate of the Danko Gusia Domo tradition. MPP for him say ye lucky war northern region yakoto aba bi esem ene ne mentifido no na NDC for perform well. Enti for the first time no yemfa esremuni mra medi MPP amanyoko nanim no betwi vote wo northern region amayo efi ayekoto abani wie no the most abysmal performance of any candidate in the history of MPP in the northern region Dr. Bawumia, and I'll give you the statistics here.
Okay. And you are attributing that to the person, the candidature of Bawumia, not other things.
Yes, the candidature of Dr. Bawumia. Okay. Yes, and let me give you the statistics.
Okay, my statistics never be abnormal.
Proof if you with the Obama time kakrana ka
me yeah, but who me so another so aba say munyina mu fi the same camp next week na Bawumia nkofo ne beba
anka mimi wi a nanka prof atoa so preko nanka ma wie
oh there be any say so be one side wo de yenye ne kaka say dey start ye ne ye ne ha ne ye na yenye ne say why into they just give me the statistics not Doc Mbem.
Ekufuado left a base of 904,880 votes in the 6 northern regions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, my figure be 904,000.
5 northern regions votes in 2020. And Ekufuado ja emaye. Tienim say in 2024 no Dr. Bawumia being a northerner, he will consolidate the base of Ekufuado to give us almost 1 million votes in the northern region. Yakoto abano Dr. Bawumia abano sote omaya 758,008 votes. Na chese yabano e wosiremu no. Yabano e wosiremu no. Eswate 146,872. Dr. Bawumia the northerner. Ena odisa vote we my. Na chese sebio MPP sebio kotwa yedi awo wanzam fie ni ensa nka. Ye pieto.
Okay, very well.
Afia 904,808. Now what is about 758,008. Afia eye asifim. Na ni madia ese ehu. Afia who cry ye dangerous amami yam shimmy about Dr. Bawumia. The figures onya northern region all the parliamentary candidates in the northern region perform better than Dr. Bawumia.
Okay, no,
parliamentary candidates in the northern region.
Very well.
They perform better, and these are the figures. Because of time. Number 3. Yet the Dr. Bawumia Bai said the first northern vote, the first northern presidential candidate, and the first Muslim candidate of the new patriotic party. Yakotu Aba Akufuado say, Akufuado catch me say, ye percent 2024 elections, you know, you sweep all the Zongo votes into the Zongo community, Zongo project Aba. Said about Dr. Bawumia be spearheaded that agenda. Being a Muslim, we can win all the Zongo community votes. You know what happened? Yakotu Abano 2024, Dr. Bawumia lost all the Zongo community in the country. Apart from
all, most of them, but all.
All the Zongo community, apart from Winneba Zongo. And I'm telling anybody, I have the figures in front of me.
Yeah, most of them, but all.
May say all the Zongo community apart from Winneba Zongo.
Granted, say even that, if that is the case, is it the candidature of that the person? And one resulting in the vote.
Yes, and let me give you an example.
As a party, no?
Yes, it's the candidature. It's the candidature of Dr. Bawumia. Let me give you an example. Okay, in the northern region and the Zongo communities, you know, the candidature now make one say, look, let's use the statistics, a few statistics in the northern region. Okay, the presidential candidates are a parliamentary candidates northern region American one say they perform better than Dr. Bawumia. Let me give you an example. Tolon constituency in the northern region. Dr. Bawumia 28,406 Tolon constituency. Parliamentary candidate in our 30,893. Now come to Kwandai. Dr. Bawumia 25,414. Parliamentary candidate in 27,647.
Okay.
Now come to your friend says Savlugu
Nanton. First name is
Nanton. Yes. Otiasie. Oh, let there be Mami Tatale Sanguli.
Okay.
Tatale Sanguli, sorry. Dr. Bawumia 14,316. And a parliamentary candidate in 15,590.
Okay.
If ya many sanwo na sabi yekoto aba ni ekuta presidential candidate. If ya let's look at the performance of Dr. Bawumia in the Zongo community against parliamentary candidates. And the performance of Tomahama in the Zongo community. Let me give you a teaser. Just if you because if I don't give you the trajectory. Mean himself you open facts. And I mean you are a professor or no any day they make in to our benefits. And we want Ghanaian voters to understand the candidate I didn't call 2024.
Well, by the way, also unia disosu. Tobo asa also unia bema disosu se me kan cho say but disosu NDC. O si o sure say na also wet na. O cry no mo. O si if you agree to also bema for me. O si mischievous also bema o dey tie on cry. Patro me dey on cry na e man to dey tie patro tie o say. Greet mischievous also bema for me. See how he's sweating. I will not comment on their internal issue because when this is for cry they are mumu facing na you don't comment. Okay,
look at the Zongo community as a America. So person who said Dr. Bawumia yempeno ewo Ghana ono ani Zongo kura mo mpeno a tie Aswanse constituency. Dr. Bawumia 27,206.
Okay.
NPP parliamentary candidate enya 31,049. John Dramani Mahama onye
kremuni. 4,000 difference.
Yes, John Dramani Mahama onye kremuni enya 44,922. Medina haya Medina. Dr. Bawumia 27,541. NPP parliamentary candidate nya 29,777.
2,000
John
difference.
Dramani Mahama nya 57,364. Let's go to Ashamai. Miyama Shamai. If you are many we Ashamai. Tema for Ashamai. If you are Ashamai, Dr. Bawumia 22,902. NPP parliamentary candidate enya 25,972. John Dramani Mahama 69,795.
Okay, but to be fair, also Bempa, all these three constituencies are NDC constituencies. These are constituencies that you can never win. Ashama Diana 2004, Munya, it was an exception.
Let's go to a stronghold.
Young NPP for stronghold because as I say to Medina to Ashama, how you NDC for the Amu winning that. 2004 before Amu winning Ashama.
If we are talking about
where you know critical oh fire the uncle for better humano. Better humano. Better humano. So also Bempa point I think of person making about
Zongo community was a
Zongo for no. But I don't know what's a Wi-Fi no say they fire to slow down now Wi-Fi in
a Zongo community. The reason why MPP for Kofa Dr. Bawumia didn't buy any say Dr. Bawumia no funny vote to no Emra me consolidate MPP because NDC had strongholds in the Zongo community and the northern region. That's the main reason why MPP for Kofa Dr. Bawumia buy.
Okay.
The third point is about the economy. If you the third point, and a Professor Kayano, the economy. 3 points why Dr. Bawumia was considered as a flag bearer in our fairly. One man can just said, Tomama, you're incompetent. Now, Sabio, economic management team of Dr. Bawumia and in crop one, just say he's on top of the issues. Otimi said 21 questions, Nima and Mr. And then I'm daring Dr. Bawumia for percent delegates sneaking in the Omea. Some press conference now, no any view. Ghana, no talk about the city. Me also be power resign from politics. If Dr. Bawumia is so honest, so bet me Baba Bekasi, he wants a move. He cannot. And that is the dishonesty that we are talking about. It's just 3 times.
I also Bempa network no kwat to call network net to come to the home. Home mame. Also Bempa network net to call network no. I want everything that you say to be on air. Into position who ye. Why?
If you network network
meaning so betty me I know who kakra. Maybe you will position yourself somewhere else.
Woman.
Me won but I say screen is so cry shaky. Who dey but obi a wo say screen is so shaky. I think no manipulate it. Man we ni camera ni gina one place. When I the so can know. In fifre bebrebe ya dey na wo ti fifre sa.
Epia many abre na baby a me free a me start wo adwira sechirodum ase. E dia famu am asante mampon. E nam kwabre ya nam dia bepie. Baby, I'm me no yes interview. It tell you say yeni abre.
Okay, but also person answer question we also Tobo. Me call doc or them person who the question we 2 3 me I'm coming back to that because when you have my disoso say candidate in the crowd marketing no we need just a kululu by elections. So Tobo answer that question for me when I come back after prob amima musao there when you have my also Bempa can say candidate back on modern koi when to me and Tom Wama MPP for to me and leverage. Therefore, Brown so say, Mr. Samano. Do you agree, sir? Brown so say, what's Mr. Samonsano? And that is the message that you are telling delegates. Mr. Samonsana, Moko National, what me winiana.
Minia Bafia, my name Minia Owusu Bempa, a drain 150%. Mene ya dream broso esan se yese ne ofudu apa na ye den ye piano san ne pen for kan amasem ma me fa kwanya we so nsantia me constituency ye kede constituency
Africa de hwan for na free mu MP ba ko no ko de say Oh,
And you
but
see, they also why late to Parliament, the money crime traffic, in stop people be a man nana.
I know another old MP no na make camp old MP no.
Old MP, Officer Samoa was,
Ofosu
is it?
asamwa, ofosu
Yes.
asamwa, ofosu
Officer
asamwa ha,
Samoa,
ofosu
yes,
asamwa.
yes, yes.
Tikede de minimum ho.
Mina ba mame to aso in FIFA kwa binia Osubempa and day, And let's look at it. He gave you the figures. Let me give you the percentages. These are statistics that can never be erased. Okay. So we share 1992. Yura Professor Edubuahi Osha Siena. His debut entrance into the whole presidential elections. He had only one chance.
Yeah.
His performance, with former President Rawlings, the late, he had 30.3%. That was the first time in our Fourth Republic. We can give him benefit of the doubt and excuse him on all angles because that was our first time. In fact, he probably we should even have had even about 20% as a party, political party. Every group here for Rawlings had been there for more than 10 years under a revolutionary regime. So he had every power, he had all the controls, but already his performance 30.3% and Rawlings day 58.3% every year. And 1996 by on no pono. I bet him man every benefit of the doubt, any excuse, NPP for say wa nyade. Until 1996, here were the Kunkufo on man by. On also call the first time he wasn't an MP because we boycotted at that time. He wasn't a vice president. His debut entrance, he performed 39.7% against JJ Rawlings, 57.4%. It was an improvement upon the previous performance, the previous candidate, Professor Dubois. 2000, the year
2000 first round na o kan wa me.
But that's it.
2000 first round, say 2000 elections they call second round
1996. That is the final.
Oh, 1996 then I can. Okay. Very well. Very well.
And when you come to the year 2000, where NDC changed candidate from JJ Rawlings to Professor John Evans Atta Mills. Oba, with 56.9%. His first entrance, his debut entrance, was 39.7%. Not on your vice president that. MP crowd at the time, not on MP because we boycotted 1992 parliamentary way. Ain't no on your vice president that. And then I'm a person me emphasizing that he had a chance to sell himself for only one elections, one time. And now Onya winning with 56.9%. Remember 2004. Here for born whom were 52.4%. And the year 2008. That was our first opportunity to have broken the 8. Yentimian breaking 8, And no, Nanado Danka Akufo-Addo, His Excellency. Openino anya perfect. But me too chamano, salutuno. It's a Ghana youth. 3 SHS or the buy no. And it be a course under his regime, a boy. Obia on the weakness. I will come there. In 2008, I wanted to break the 8. Remember, Nana Akufo-Addo had never been a running mate nor a vice president before. He performed 49.8%. His debut entrance, the first time.
And in 2008, assembly there now, okay.
2008 assembly making.
Okay, very well.
He had only about just a small percentage. Anka obetimi there winning Professor Evans Atta Mills. He won by only 50.2%. That means only just about 4% difference.
Okay.
Now, Nana Akufo-Addo enye running mate that, or nye vice president that.
But now you're very popular because no one serving under President Kufuor for 8 years as Minister, Attorney General, and Foreign Affairs Minister.
And there were a lot of cabinet ministers.
Okay.
But when we talk about somebody who had been on the ballot,
Okay.
Somebody who had been
Me
paired with...
tell us about say no on running mate that, but this is how much votes he was able to
Exactly.
pull
Thank
compared to Bawumia, who has been vice president before, who has marketed himself for a long time. In the Embra comparison to Bawumia near here.
If you are doing with money, you had that bit my vice president and a president of Ghana. You are thinking
Media
ahead.
me pay or no, me pay politics or no.
Me that's it. Nana Akufo-Addo in 2008, his debut entrance into the presidential race, on your running mate that, no on your vice president that, he had 49.8%. Let's go to 2012. 2012, no, it ended up your second round. Now it ended up at 47.7%.
Okay.
The second time. And when NDC Fuatna, they had all the machinery behind them. So just about 3%. Once again, Nana Akufo-Addo had never been a running mate nor a vice president before. In the same narrative, say be second chance, third chance, it has its various dynamics and analysis. A bit and the bank say, because you've had so many chances. Let's come to 2016. Nana won with 53.7%.
Okay.
President John Dramani Mahama lost by 44.5%. And still his performance was way better than 2024. 2024. The narrative is that Nana Diamond a second chance, or two times, and a third time winning President Kufuor, and I want to state emphatically clear and debunk that theory say is unfounded because neither President Kufuor or Nana Danko Akufo-Addo had never been on the ballot or vice president or running mate before.
Okay.
But they still
Omunya running mate that.
Never.
No, Omunya candidate to that. It's different. It's not the same.
Never.
Okay.
But their debut entrance, they perform way better than Yewura Dr. Bawumia.
Okay. And Dr. Bawumia performance in
I have
go ahead.
Against Dr. Bawumia. Neither do I think say he can never be president again. But in the dispensation, a woman there a wrong timing for Dr. Bawumia. Because he has performance now. He falls way behind. Dr. Bawumia was marketed as running mate for 8 solid good years. Became the vice president on the ballot with Nana Akufo-Addo for 8 solid good years. If there is anybody, and you're absolutely right, who had been so much marketed, widely marketed as a candidate, is Dr. Bawumia. But the disappointment is the performance in 2024. So why should we give you another chance?
Okay.
In Traye, Emwa, delegate said there be Yampenim Guasiebim. Let me give you another one. Oba Primaries 2024. You know him say Yewura Alan. Naka on Dr. Bawumia neba Alan was almost a favorite. And now Owura Ken on Japan Belmo. Last minute, when Yamre Bebreu. But look at the performance of Honorable Ken on Japan. More than 30% at the primaries. Obi awa mamun temponi. Nani debut in the first on your running mate that, on your vice president that. And so he had more than 30 upon all the machinations against his candidacy and also his campaign. On the D-Day. A Honda Showdown nearby. Minyefia, your NPP candidate, any delegates, catch the Ghana for say. Showdown version 2 no, is coming on January 31st, 2026. We are going to give all of them showdown. Honorable Ken Ohene Japan is going to win and be elected the flag bearer of NPP. Okay. Come January 31st, 2026. Okay.
And the problem, someone win here because the more predicted that one way. Say, are you adding a more balancing and say, yeah, a bit me alcohol, and I'm so sure say the majority of the votes they are Mosabeka from the delegates.
Many of you, they are not, they are soon at to famo. And candidate Nankasa Dr. Bawumia, he said he knows. And his campaign, his handlers and the campaign team Nankasa, they know. Pacha, what is say? You said Honorable Ken here Japan. The campaign team be there are rumors to say person more reggae elections. And no former men. We don't have to do that. So wouldn't
But also na dey be am complain so be person reggae. Why do you always complain so the other camp no person reggae mo?
These are things that these are the rumors, these are the allegations that they have never come out to debunk it, to diffuse it.
Okay.
And it is there. Say we have series of information that should say I'm recruiting macho men to rig the elections, but we are more than aware and alert. Delegates nankasa na ebebo elections we any ballot no ban esan say elections are it defines the future of the next generation of Ghana. Mamika assemba ko. Aya Baumia company the two among bom hasafon here and safumrane. Said Doctor, the question is that maybe someone but what is Dr. Baumia's campaign message?
I won't be able to tell a lot of the things, but I think I've heard about digitization. I've heard him talk about say
this time around, if you have been told to maintain digitization, yes, he has rich ideas. Define rich ideas.
Oh, Matisse all digitization that about how digitization. In fact, and then I saw one. He was talking about say how they will expand the economy. Digitization can create jobs even for the delegates. He said things about job creation for the delegates. I can say. Obe making sure so more jobs now sign jobs and bunting. Even NDC was complaining about that. So I've heard him talk about other things.
Digitization is not a bad thing. It's a natural, it's a phenomenon, it's the next dispensation of the industrial revolution. A global, no matter what. Whatever happened, any introduction of it in Ghana was an add-on. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, when a man says I have rich ideas, what are the rich ideas? What is the campaign message? The fapi mankasa yedeng. And then pan is speaking to the grassroots, to the middle class, to delegator. On beti me do say jina so say. Ampa sa candidate we the neighbor be solve Ghana for problem.
Okay.
There is nothing wrong. I would never say Dr. Baumia does not have ideas, but I'm going to define that idea. Dr. Baumia has limited ideas.
Oh, okay.
But with a lot of complaints and excuses. In our last regime as NPP administration, so anything good to be happen here, gold for oil. Any nyoma and not the attributed to Dr. Baumia. But anything bad, Dr. Baumia want to give excuses and want to shift blame to Nana Akufo-Addo. Anything a papa no be bunipa no matter what. Esan say he's one person now. What Timmy Ejina all of this disloyalty. Dr. Baumia has been very ungrateful to that man. Dr.
Baumia has been ungrateful to Nanado.
Yes. Nanado dan kwa Akufo-Addo nya perfecto. Yen nyina yenim. Say we are vice president and you are there because of the president. You don't claim credit for administrative performance and as a BB buyer. You give the credit to the president. Now what they have did Papa be able be a young family and the bonnet and another Danko Akufo-Addo. He was sidelined. He was done this. I don't know say go for oil no I buy no and you can do for yata because to me no to us no near Dr. Baumia no go for person say Nana Akufo-Addo in the bush for sideline. So why do you want to take credit? For the first time in the history of NPP in a political dispensation, our presidential candidate Akwa standing to campaign against his own party's policies. E-levy. In 2024, our UPS, when Dr. Baumia had the opportunity to launch his campaign, he distanced himself from the policies of the NPP. In Kenya, the first time in the history of our party, into NDC for campaigning against E-levy, not Dr. Baumia's campaigning against E-levy. Into one is a Antomano.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
Afia, Minya.
Doc, no, by the way, Doc, Mammy announcing a Baumia conference Wednesday, Baumia and a Duchum team, Nebeba. Ain't you know, yeah, Obia Benya on the platform, because baby, first, and I said, and Yagangi have me connected, and there be an team Ken. Wednesday, so baby, a team Baumia and I said, Team Duchum, Obia any team Bekasa, so that you can have a fair idea of candidates, you know. Obia ton in Nipa. At the end of the day, you better man, no matter man. What I say, but Doc said the Doc because he showdown the beba next Monday, the 31st. No, I'm better Showdown part 2. Be showdown na. Also be empower I will come back to him ne wo fa Jerry nyina. But doc we will point no.
Me that's pa Afia say you na make no NDC for campaign against E-levy. On the E-levy campaign against NPP no. Na NPP presidential candidate so at the E-levy campaign against NPP. The we are near Bekasa Kennedy Japan na ma yelusu ye. Enra me no ka say we are book launch no. Na Kevin Taylor Saturday. Na wa share link no live a o sync for enhwe. Na me ya said there are people Tommy Bia level o measure no. They come out and then they stoop so low and you ask yourself, is this person now may say I look up to Nana? Dr. Gideon Boako Betro say, why is NDC and the NDC government machinery promoting or campaigning for Honorable Ken? Is it because he's a weak candidate? If there is any NPP presidential primaries candidate, NDC4 will have an interest in Dr. Baumia, because this is a man and papa NDC, and NDC ni keke. We're taking very key strategic positions to the point of an ambassador, regional minister. Ni mami NDC ni me ne woka say ni mami ankasa kra kaso be campaign against Dr. Baumia. Dr. Baumia yire Samira Baumia ni brother me kasa wo MP under NDC.
Dog mami ba we nka ho. Dog mami ba we nka ho. He was actually considered as a running mate to Professor Mills, and I remember a delegation to any family by President Rawlings, and then me can and then I was there at the Rawlings house.
Can you prove it?
Me see the family by all media souls rest in peace. President Rawlings in the area, omuni won't be new dancing. I'm telling you. I am almost sorry, almost say, and no be free party be mun buy. One NDC niche Dr. Baumia.
Thank you.
One NDC niche Dr. Baumia.
But Dr. Baumia, to be fair, Dr. Baumia Bano, he didn't have any card that shows that he's a card bearing member of NDC. Ne papa, and no be any so NDC, but no Dr. Baumia was not a card bearing member of NDC.
If you are at some American, it was a who station. If you are who station, Kwana, I am not saying you are me can emphatic because you are a senior journalist. Listen to me. Me be man and me say as
so now and no mobile President Rawlings, so someone President Rawlings and
high ranking member ambassador to United States is Victor Smith Akasa with that. And I'm repeating it. Say he was considered maybe few me better your catch me say Mkofona Bauluma hodom at the appeal ba say one doctor be or Bank of Ghana omo de baba be Professor Mills running it. And I'm telling you
if you
what you say and no be ababeka me am me tell wo mo ya no mo catch Mkofo say and Kennedy Japan a traitor NDC for ye Dr. Baumia and family ni nyina na Tom Dick and Harry in the party are all NDC. And no see American was a man. Me also be ba me tell you to be catch me say Dr. Baumia team to be catch say go back to your party. Na me of akojo ban redu no chechire MPP me papa ko be mpa no ma omdo musika chechire MPP no Dr. Baumia ne papa be
also member eh o my doc we the point because that point no so dey be how come omo you are wale say MPP na inheritance. You don't get it by inheritance. Until who afani kojo ban redo.
Okane sa dia anya mo me kan kire obi say obi nko back to the NDC. Okay. Because we have answers to them.
Okay, very well. My doc we point no.
Yes, Dr. Baumia Robert contribute. I have no problem with that. NPP party there. Obi abetima join at any time. Any wabo mo na chirewado. But me say my response to Dr. Gideon Boako, and I want him to listen to me today. Says our propaganda no at his level, I don't expect him to no trust us no. At Dr. Gideon Boako's level no tron and rest and
now you sure say on one on an account and somebody impersonating him.
On the Facebook page.
Okay.
Now, no, whether you wrote it or not, whoever is managing one out you are responsible for everything under your page and also your identity. Ain't you know? If NDC has interest in any of the candidates, I bet Dr. Baumia and your noble candidate. But even with that, we will not debunk the fact, say, you were NDC for a binomo, any floating voters are. All that they are saying is that they are waiting for NPP to bring Honorable Kennedy. And it's a plus for Honorable Ken on Japan. Says the opposition party for Bimpono, a power. Why? And let me give you the reason why today. NDC for Bino, or me interested in Kennedy. Because NDC has a values that were established by the Rawlings era. Rawlings, you know him say he was a disciplinarian. You know him say Obia or your Obia. Not up a discipline, patriotism. Some of us grew up knowing only one leader in the country. It was Rawlings. In the 80s. The late Nana Kunedo Jima Rawlings. Me papa no a president, no a president software. And I know say yes school principal. Into baba na yin na yasa line. E wo kwa ho twen Ajima Rawlings. Eni ni kun mobile no patriotism obi ababa be na medwa so 31st December Women's Movement. Market ni dey care. We grew up knowing these values from the Rawlings era. And then nyina wo hefa. It's NDC for be Kennedy Japan. I don't challenge it and I don't refuse it at all. Why? Because they see Kennedy Japan as the second coming of the Rawlings.
Okay, very well.
Rawlings era.
Very well. So, no other discipline now. What can
where we are and we want and we need to be a disciplinarian. I'm not here to talk about Dr. Baumia. I'm sorry. Delegates, NPP for a new paradigm shift. We need change, whether we like it or not. We need complete overhaul. But it cannot be business as usual with the same things now. We need change in leadership, change in character, change in attitude, and change in focus and vision.
Okay.
Somebody who has done it before. Kennedy is somebody who had to sacrifice his character to really model the new character of our national development under the 3 pillars of patriotism, honesty, and discipline.
Okay. Very well.
He has been vilified a lot because he stands for justice. He fights for the grassroots. He's fighting for the youth of our country. I want to say it again. NDC for Tumaswa, we cannot say and campaign on the premise of economic development or changing anything. Okay. Don't challenge Dr. Bomia's campaign on the economy. We need somebody who can provide jobs to transform our national character and development. Okay. Thank you very much.
In fact, this also as more kind of say mo de Dr. Baumia ba mo bra na mo beka economy ade na mo nka economy asem so point no ye pa Mr. Jerry also so your team Ken USA members ne back on so you be man abasisi aba utu bempa we point na me go back to Jerry wa mami busa Jerry we utu bempa na membra ho I think they say we network ne ye because the network now has been shaking santi na me yem shishime
via otiminga
ameton ka ba mami busa Jerry just one quick question na membra ho no kan e no ko mbacho kasa okay Jerry dey no ho ha mami busa Jerry just one quick point na membra back utu bempa pacho jina ho mami Jerry na me busa this issue say why NDC is interested in Modi no but mami busa this question rather say discipline now more can say discipline what makes you mama feel say NPP for here discipline why must say Ken this discipline patriotism is that lacking currently in NPP for me say discipline lacking wo mo party ni mo en na Ken nko ani ni po betimi dia ba na Jerry so microphone ni mama microphone was off Emma mami ko usu bempa how whilst you fix o microphone so be change your device no so sometimes device no so to me yes sir usu bempa mami bra ho quickly ni ehwe say ni nyina ade we nyina mo kan say the dog kan ultimate ni 2028 a lot of NDC feel so more comfortable lead 2028 then can forget it Ken bring 2020 can bring back some 2 million votes na ekoye no because say wa wo the statistics aba no mo candidates for no crime make even increase in their votes some areas but momo them you lost woefully
no not some areas
almost all the regions
not some areas
I know
almost about 85% of the eneno coming out trafia say yeah touch screen from now to elections you know you call encrasia yeah the statistics ni go ni a kire omo the ekoso the whole Ghana 246 constituencies near they two about the whole Ghana. Dr. Baumia winning only 77. The whole Ghana, 77 constituency penalty we win here. And are you telling me this candidate is attractive enough? Says here, then they call elections. If you are serious, baby, or northern region, baby, or constituency, be or zero. So, permit me, I'm betting about 15 constituencies.
Polling stations, I've seen that, but no a polling station and a constituency resource.
Polling station, sorry.
Polling station, yeah,
sorry.
polling station.
I stand for correction. Polling station, sorry. Baby, onya zero countless polling stations in the country. ABC da NPP ambako semu. ABC da such an embarrassing result. This is the candidate that we are talking about. Economy, economy, Dr. Baumia, Etina America, Obiba JK, say you should know Kaisa Bukurubia, Obiba JK, Kopaya Irons, wrong horse, Koboboa, no more football, a view, captain, you feel Obiba JK, or Toyano about captain who Mufesti Anamame, you go do Anakoto to a papa. And then what some of you are no Dr. Baumia, or also Canada, Japan, and no assembly my elections. If you are one of the dangerous statements that Dr. Baumia making a day, 80 nano, the cotton radio, so you so super economy once about Domama, no ferry. That means Minka. Meant me anka, mint minka bibu until say, me who said there is improvement. They say when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Dr. Baumia said this to the entire nation. When the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. And then my ferry, Dr. Baumia Kojina Town Hall, baby catch a Ghana point and say, Tomama, the incompetent one want to come back. What is he coming to do? Incompetent one about Timia Baba be so city ni mama and the city ni jina Hosea. If you are in ferry, say me do well flag bearer, and I'm a corner ko e campaign usu bempa. Said you many mommy J. Na ma kojina e such a domasi say me ko e campaign ade asem na me koka about the economy. Me busa, what am I going to say about the Ghanaian economy?
And just a can Baumia badia ferry and cranty campaign who to me crank or yet.
Me ferry. That means our economy no me ferry. What am I going to say here? Unim said me city o so be pa me kan okre. Ade na be na Dr. Baumia by Dr. Baumia first obey town hall meeting or economic lecture or Ghana ha. Between muni wo me dem bufa say am say NPP yo Biba JK ye Dr. Baumia the economy no to say anadwo mama NDC for hope. And then papa yet me twan free economy ho. And then we can get that. It's a say no Ghana ni no te ho no te outside no ye vote no. They don't believe him. They don't believe him. What are you going to say to the Ghanaian people about the Ghanaian economy? If you are to about they say you call strategic communication meeting the man is deviating from economy and talking about digital. Woman confront to the economy. Na me so bonsam de bi maada o ti ase eti the American say bia say ya ye wo mu pa ene wo ene nsem a eye ne handless ni bi ekeka afia eye one of the damning lies as he use this opportunity to correct that lies. Say Professor Dubois afia the unim institutional memory afia Professor Albert Dubois Oni J Kufo contested elections. Mani lusu ye. Wanyari biya o bebia. Me wofa nana dua sabre ene ne campaign. One of the campaign managers. Me wofa nana dua sabre. Obia ni mo MPP mu. Oti ase. Obia obeka che say Professor Dubois na ne ho dodo no ntin no wantimi anko ne. J Kufo ba bia. That is a lie. If you know it. And yet, Dr. Baumia Dr. Baumia Akoka Sasemo baby. Tisibu delegates. Say Professor Dubois. Now or yare 18 I am fana. You see a useful platform can see the tele delegates they say and ya no krene enye no krechna Professor Dubois contested and MPP for who say the gentle giant is the right candidate at that particular time to lead the MPP in 1996 to go into an election.
To a point, and say at this time to Canada, Japan is the right person to make a vote.
One, if you are one, for the first time I got to about Ghana for no actually say, move for Canada, Japan, we have a deficit of 2.1 million voters out there, and we need to listen. If you are my first interview, I mean, oh yeah, last year February, the country say me a MPP communication director, deputy. Me kwa bontia ye Ghana for kachire meni se uzu bempe candidate na mo de ba ye no ye mpeno mo for candidate Canada Japan mra ne beto man ka sa boy efia man kan 1 year nie. Is it not the same thing that they are saying? And then the statistics prove me chema huntu beka to buttress my point, you know. Statistics say oh no kire say Dr. Bawumia nankasa no zongo for mpeno Northern region eye on 1 inch omo mpeno oti ase e na economy so a eboa no ma ono timi gina brane wo Ghana amanyo ne amanye se so no a faili.
Okay, very well.
Ene de ya ne se pia me ame wo fatachia timi be gina radio so ka se nana ado danko akufu ado ene nana se ofori atanom ena omo antimi amwa and Oma Dr. Bawumia and Mama Mede, I'm managing Ghanaian economy. If you okay that speech, I baby, walk grana, may they send you about Dr. Bawumia, Ejina or mention economic gurus, or more a Kufuado, a Bemo, Bobo, Professor Jambafo, a Bobo, Penifua Choto Ura, or Mudi, economic management anymore, or no due to no home. I buy 1920. 20.
Yeah, but also, you say now we need to say within MPP Abamuno, Dr. Bawumia was not given the freedom to manage the economy.
He was in charge. If you President Akufo-Addo
was he in charge? He was in charge, and E-levy was he in charge because he himself said, "Or cassette E-levy," but they went ahead. Clearly, that's what say he wasn't in charge.
That is the dishonesty at the highest point. That is the dishonesty at the highest point. Be who said Dr. Bawumia is dishonest. Now Akufo-Addo na bind me ma okopa obi software, papa be professor be software, or no professor no owu na nsen Ghana ni professor no ye adwuma wo NASA no a oba kroma na ode sa drone ba ya zip line ba ye Dr. Bawumia kofa ba ye obejima no ho okika cha manfo se Akufo-Addo na ma no akwanya ma ne yesa no obi beyi na no se eye ono a oka say ode digital address system aba ono ani innovation no obi ka kire say enye ono na ye no na manage economy at one breath no ono na ye all the successful things are ekoso MPP abamu Akufo-Addo ode ne ba ye kura no one dey wa anye hwe say na professor kan na bibia ya pipi poni bia enye papa bia no eno kire one thing about the kind of leader that he is. Canada Japan na ye leader obey give respect to where the respect is due.
Okay,
the team you know mo ya adwuma who just was study Canada Japan he give attributes and every acknowledgement to anybody who deserves it.
Okay,
that is a mark of a leader, not a flip-flop leader who will tell you that at one breath no ye kobiano onwa but ye kobiano e onwa. What you say?
Very well.
Yes, sir. It doesn't show if you. But before I'm giving you a last statistics.
No, I think I know statistics in the
1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Statistics in the I think yes. There were areas that MPP are performing here. I mean, majority of the constituencies and regions. So, and I think that point is very, very well made.
But
just say point on the discrepancy, like the difference is the low poor performance of MPP. No, I think that point is very, very, very well established. So until let's not go back to the statistics. I think the issue is also that more candidates Canada Japan can he win? But Tobo has also been because asema omunia podi so NDC for almost number kwako share 2028. So me the question about mamu nyina. Mama started with Mr. Jerry Osu because he said say mo candidate Japan, there's no way on NDC no.
Yeah,
Otena nche no sisia.
Before Papa Bebe Munanka me come about, you will be a friend of the Ken factor. The Ken factor.
I know that the question answer na beba sa question we mu. Mpacho answer na beba sa question we mu. The question, the answer almost say mo candidate e den yon to me win it. Because mo kasa baba omi ankrofo no wo ground. E ma na no kra me hu kabu oye room to room, door to door. Na as a mo Ken team no mo nam na mo de mu ye dede. Baba omi team now firmly on the ground ntino mo to me win it. How do you respond to that? Okay, me pacho waka kakra to de to bona Mr. Jerry we any point no na kire me.
Evia, when ma bi chere ti for me ya say me network and ha me.
Ai.
No be agro na hack me. No mo boa. Device me gufia bebre be om the fam be ya. They only say that one nipa no okasa asem say he can to me win.
NDC for na kasa NDC. Omo se mo NDC to me win. Omo nim say ba omi anya strong ma omo. Omo NDC for betime beat ba omi but omo se mo candidate no own win.
Oh, so no more can.
Yes.
I say I grow from Afia. Come 2028 December 7th. They ba ko to aba. We are a bebo results be out. Electoral Commission be declare winner. It don't know some no can say any there. Is neither here or there.
Mu nye se mo be ye kululu bia wo mu because that's the language that even politicians to use say mo onim se mo ye kululu na je se mo ye kululu na mo winning that se bibia dem clean na there's no way team Ken but me winning.
Say ye kululu bia we are primaries here now. Oh, Afia. Na some way say kola some way. We cry the new case ka bisa cry. Na kululu free na eba.
Oh, say elections would they do election their machinations wo.
Obi or no campaigning for transparency. Ever since Ken start can the campaign, who's been power? He's been campaigning about transparency. Or say about fair play, fair ground. Oluzu obeti ase. Nemo samuko chichim nesa namu de komo obidia and on tiase. All his campaigning no koyo kululu no koyo way. After all, the free abamu ba enche. If your mommy can't, he just in vitro. Baumia ye former police council director as a vice president on no control police council, right? Eti oni kan ye pobia obetima ye kululu anase obenya security ebe boano akronoma between Baumia and Ken one obetima nya sa security apparatus. Baumia majority of police for a woman they see na pension no munya adwuma. Eti yet maka say he hired them. Let me phrase it like that.
Okay.
It in the camp be free in wakako wiem. Aye almost suni omo ban na nhihye bi omo ahihye. And as they say no, omo hu ba bi omo de be fight. Let's play the devil's advocate. Yen chimu to kenso. Na yen stay ni yen say innocent. Yen mo hwe. Eso ye be wiem no omo kobokro no. It in the camp oni one ekobos akro.
Say mo any the strategy be some de nkofo sie nkofo ye basing of candidates. Mo ye imagine say bia mo de nkofo bi ka kwhye corner baabi. Mo man nkofo akantama din se obosom so ana mo ye bibisa. Is something like that going on in the background? Are you using some people to manipulate delegates ni ade ana?
Afia say January 2nd who Ken ni worship and praises in a course of Ghana. And
they know white no, yes.
Yes, I believe you listened to his speech. Oye Christo ni oko unwan obi akodi dinsia kan tamaka say beje Ken nipa supporters e diken achin afia I can confidently tell you say the organic support and organic love. And you be one drawing busman. Omo na na abusum fio. Egunsa niema. So I say you be cry you bebre on TikTok ni Facebook. Ye dey ahabanyagu candidate bi ko mo ye Muslim. Nam so an crofo bufu yi say ni bibi oye bia ye fake. One or ye fake Muslim or ye fake Christian and or ye fake traditional traditional fetish you know. Ni you know you fake.
But I think you are being unfair to say that or you fake Muslim. because yenianum to determine obi level of Islamic
it's Muslim papa ben obako jina bosufi. Ever since an anonymous buy, I fear when he fear tema bonten so amanse asante ebesi sabre atie. The ben na who say
Mr. Jerry, o pa chesenti kan abeye president a na sa abosomfo traditionalists for your program no mo se omra onko.
I'm glad you asked that question.
Senkremofo se omo your program ken beka so Christo ni nti onko. So omo ka so omo di bibi begu ni komu in appreciation of his work ken beka so onya na because I think they about me aye no akoho e na omo bo na ba so na omo di bibi egu na normal yi.
Enye normal. Efia.
As a state official.
Enye normal.
Wofa.
Me pa to mami chiro mu. Say what is that question? Say as a Muslimi. The moment even ube son some ye begu san wo anim no omo wo ayi be a friend haram
Yes,
on a typical Muslim country in Kabaumia either said they will kill him and now say ye be shino because
they say tie Baumia nko so nsem mpacho Mr. Jerry don't go too far Mr. Jerry tie Baumia nko so nsem Ghana no enye nkremofo nkwa na wana enye Christopher nkwa ha ye wo muso omo ye traditionalist omo so mabosom enti omo ye program no ma frɛ no akɔ no ma kɔkyea omo a eno minim de enti o say haram na say omo frɛ no enti omo frɛ no no monko enti na mbuta say second na be president esi a na say wulomo akra wulomo ankra nyina hye na se no o frɛ ken ena me ka no enti obeka so nko
but there's difference okwa as a Christian, me pacho, even Muslim, no kwa sorry them, near the communion. You sit back, oh pacho, it's against my religion. Me them bijam, by fair my dear, deal with the mess of Matabraka. Let it pass. But Umia could have rejected, say, as a Muslim, no, it's against the tradition, you know. Be a wulome, and now say gamashi. Let me panify, against my religion, or I could pass this. As a true Muslimi, you would never say
Wafaja you kind of simple sa mumu party aba power da politics ya mu ye ya ukọ baby wafaja itobo ukọ baby ni ema nsuo kra na wanka say oh ebi ame dem wo all san nsuo ye to be tutia into so one pass like on a normal day of politics ofo say obetimi reject say me panya fa o ka so me fa ne simple sa
almost fan now catch them say it's against your religion they will allow it they will respect it if you say ukoga uyefane say mako nungwa ana say mako Jamestown akọ gamashi yedi mako wulo mefie ana say na akọle efie na say me feel say bana me buy I'm on a mission e be a message bi na me be kire mu say me person be president muntu aba mame na me ba no mo ka kire me say Jise mabedi aduro anase yedi yagun san wo me so ana yedi bibia to me come and sanoma to amamia as a true Christian make a chance so we dey adabraka mesrem I won't take it because of desperation because me person me be to me bianti no
okay
yes ana it gives you that desperation life say baby edu no you can say the hokra ni emfa moja mu wonu mu you drink it because you person open to me.
Okay, Supercha said that was a sign of desperation on the part of Baumia. So yes, sir.
Oh yes.
Without stamping authority on the religious beliefs, say yes, so many they had here. Okay.
If you have in fact, I can't catch a man, Jerry. There, me a pastor. So this is a very interesting topic for me. Senior okay, you know, we person be president, and there, no matter what, you should be president for all. Then you want to mean kase only him, and you made a very strong point. If you said there is nothing wrong, say. Obeko na says as a Muslim president obeko sorry them and as obese be tafrache obeko ananamo NCS and asa himfia na say fakwa in traditional worship. Now the difference in it when you go to a church, when you go to the mosque, when you go to any place of worship, there is the ceremony part and there's the rituals part where they perform ritual.
Okay.
As a leader, and Nana Kufuado, yes, I did baby. I'm being honest with you. Nema me pay Dr. Bumia in the beginning was his visit. He was being proactive, not Takwa sorry part the defense December. The defense watch night service. And you'll be who know Samira. Now you should have no more Asana and Koyes no wasabi. What you say? it was very attractive to me. Antonia Chairman Jerry Ekin. You do not involve yourself in the rituals outside your faith out of desperation just because of the power.
Okay.
Don't force yourself.
Okay.
It makes you appear very fake.
Nti mo problem ni a ritual so no not a hɔ ne keke na okoye no.
No, nobody.
No,
I don't hate Dr. Bawumia. I'm going to say and I say wait.
But depending on how I'm going to do that.
Motobini and I casa genome and I say wait near the way go. There should be limit. Your handlers, those who are going with you, should be able to tell them, say, oh, Baho as a leader, oh, mama performing rituals, and you should not have a problem with that. But you force yourself to indulge in those rituals out of desperation, it becomes fake.
Okay.
It becomes a depiction of desperation. And into no own money pan, they wouldn't be. With a baby, because Nana Kufado call mosque. I saw Nana sitting with them because in a mosque in Kunyani Ho. But I never saw Nana Sabi Tafra Chesabi Abia. Oh yeah, ablution. And I say, they be all forcing her to do things outside his belief system.
Okay, Matemasi. A one desperation in Bum, but I said, let us a Ken ba. Ken Mobamanako, say we are Woolom of Frenwa, and I be as a increment friend and Bamanako.
Yeah, typical example. Recently, I saw Oko Chief Imam. Right? Ken Wako Imam fee. Or name Muslimi, they are very good, almost good relationship. Every year, they do sanla, a bag of articulator, bag of rice, and what chamom. He believe Opia in the lane. But that doesn't mean say even at our mom TV show.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean say Ken Kosha Jarabi Akoro Nena Wako Ya Allah Wakwa the Tiakobusa Arwala Okoya Oluara because me believe you more you know. Miss me but my bedroom mops na me bompai.
Okay.
It make people see you as fake.
Okay.
Desperation.
Okay. And no nowadays I wear ne bam no matu but my also my mama just this one like what they now cause in the last few days see now so free baby ni ade na oba campaign now wako hu the last time ne ben where you do January mwaka like 2 weeks na battle na hyehyɛ no who ne say win no send a dog can say showdown part 2 ne beba showdown part 2 and I say munim say ma campaign delegate ma to ton crofo na mo de be she
we are first of all we are well prepared.
Okay.
Ye per se for no tias here
More prepared than last no.
Oh yes.
We are vigilant and we are ready and we want a free and fair elections.
Okay.
Sabri me pese me put to the cat before the horse.
Oh, Mr. Bempa network na to na mo tete ne pa but Mami track Kennedy Alote no say but Kennedy is not a Christian. He said those who speak in tongues are like dogs back in patch. Senye Christo ni bia na tongues. Nti Kennedy do identify no so a Christian because my knowledge is any Christo ni bia na tongues. Nti so obi a tongues no ya against but doesn't mean that
Presby ni Anglican tongues.
Yeah, among tongues Catholic no ya de nyina. Imano also say when they are more desperate than Ken. Ba umi ado onye desperate na Ken. Mum and I desperate. But Edmond Dan social supported Baumia was behaving desperately at that time, no. Obisi your young people know the chance. Or say give the young people okay, my I can't okay. I think my reading message will say the most of the message in baby. Raphael and Katia say give the young ones a chance. But your young ones no more chance for him presidential na because ye nyanse san constitution in the constitution they just already fought you. And sana ubetimi aye Eric say Ken there as a more power chamber omia ontimo no am supporting no kra no you should stop that kra William say for Jeremy I'm surprised at you in send your kasa no your name is not on the ticket that's why you are talking like that because udin wo ballot ne so a ye fra wo ba bia wo beko enye say wonko ha baby e be fra obi abeko na na ya nyame chesi am say Ken is bitter. His hatred towards Dr. Bawumia unprecedented power in Ghanaian politics. In fact, next week, Bawumia and Crawford, I think Wednesday was then crown on Beba. Not next week, another group also Abba. Edmond say Tim Ken is the best choice among delegates now. Candidates no mujina ni nyina. And Fred Frimpong say we need more new face. Ken any new face no they candidate nya dey betimi aboa kwambia so ono so ne dia ode aba no Nana Apia say Ken and e osagefo no ono na ejiri so betimi aboa em ama ba na hene o say Efia God bless you ama nyakopon sha omo why Kwame tablet o say Efia ye de ye hia Ken ni nipa ejiri so betimi age party na si ye no ama NPP for awini no Ken no vote Opoku say hey politics these are the people defending NPP aban Chese oma ba hanom hwe se mo mo kafa ba omia o te se ba omia ye devil hey politics pa Raphael say Baumia will win on the grounds. Now de monta na mon kasa Baumia de our grounds. Edmond Macau message you say we dey there for Ken na ani onipa omjiri say on betimi ene no akọ. About to say back alote I think my radio message una now kasa Ken enye you know okay Ken is against Tonso no but he still identifies himself as a Christian. We say Baumia is desperate. On the Ojiri say Baumia is desperate for power, inshallah. I say Baumia is desperate for power, but inshallah he will never see power in Ghana. Well, anyway, waka. I say wofa aden respectfully patrol and case will be a fake. And dey me no nya adwen kra say sa asem na wo kan ba Edmond down so say wofa I agree with you because obi a typical cremoni and ne som no eda ne koma so no. You won't go that far. You won't go that far. Ewo niema bi eho. Abrante wo say Ken is winning. Na atoshi so enene aircall period. Enya de obi abesesa de ebekọ so 31st. Nti de onti ase enene epo no wo. Otumi ekọhye. Abrante wo say first the late Alhaji Aliu Mahama never visited the shrine as vice president. Oh yeah, campaign ma Kufo. Nti what are we talking about say ba omiako shrine na okay. Or the ambassador moti assess shrine no so no so obi sum. What you say, Simon, or say no Ken, no vote. Omo de almost some man, but JB, or say, Baumia ne be winnie, Ken for no pomia de to a hair, Ken a ne be winnie. We to say Ken a father that into be our baby and oh Ken, where we will start. We are then Ken a John say Ken is coming. Ken is coming. So say if ya. So how will you guys make up after the primaries? And some amuke can for Ken we. So we primaries now where we am better than maka mo ho abom. Mbobom yo. Thomas, you guys are not serious. Pay your internal hatred near Mamu as NDC for Krana. Kase. And so one amoya mo politics. Well, it's Mami Musamo say last minute, any last minute arrangement be aka 2 weeks beboa. Say I kase wa faja Ken wa he.
Ken wa Ghana.
Okay, like constituency and arranging ben on am.
Oh, Greater Accra is here.
Okay. It's your baby na you know what Greater Accra no if you Greater Accra be ko baby answer wa ko wie ni home region central and assessing what is the plan?
Where there uni bibi. Your campaign is very strategic.
Nti mu de besie.
Yeah, make baby be wie no later make chiro.
Okay, you mati.
Backdrop.
Hey. And obi can say internal pen ye. Yo,
because Mami can't say this here. The reason why I do this where we are right now is because of the experience we had last Friday.
Okay.
Bibi ankoka papa ya trade. Ena empenifo akanfo homa trade do na nchichimudu o se kwasi ahwo a yentia so mpredo. Ya tra ho amenkrofo we e de kule dane ye yet. This time is not going to happen. Ye fee ani ye were anti-election rage squad. They shouldn't even dare. Oh yes.
Anti-election rigging squad.
Rigging squad.
Okay.
You been making sure say.
Yes.
Ballot to the police for. So almost strategy on my face. Create chaos. Na police for aba no matter ballot boss no na police ni tama ye kurafa. Baby the be ko bia ye dey. They shouldn't even dare. Almost strategy bia we have it. The gumizem paper. Etino afia we the mungamu. Baby the be fa bia ye kuramu. Afia mama kan asem kakra na ye fan 2 delegates nefo. Ba omi obi antan ba omi because who make it comments then to ye we be dan bom na say ye obi anu otan ba omi say no no matter how we see it we be part of NPP even though friend this in the buy ye twa mu tan wa be ka ye kom ye pe. But my point is say Say you marketing for 16 solid years. Now say you another chance to say the lead party, even to the extent say the ultimate office will be take you over, will be occupy. Now say this type of performance. It downgraded the whole party. Dear Kosha now say yes, chance to be another 4 years. That's just 16 plus 1 year for being the campaign. Now you another 4. Not just about me and Kwano. NPP be man 20 years. See you be marketing for in fear drone and sana. No sooner guarantees I'll be to my winning power.
Okay.
Kenya would then be. He's been ungrateful. And I'll be blunt here. So if Baumia you'll be on your ungrateful, he should just sit back and say thank you to the party. Say penny for me, a banker. And I'm moving number 5. One I didn't call a deputy Bank of Ghana deputy
Governor.
Kwamna before NPP NDC ni na didn't call ye. And a Kufo who no so. I call our bonnet more day. Yeah, fan in grooming. Na Kufo train by a batad. And a Kufo do say okay. Say but the number be kan ya ho dia. Santa no nye member. Let me take opportunity and ask say me dem ye lawyer. E ba mamu ni ade am dem ra na e be ye adwuma. Nyamo mu say pa ye sika sem a. Me na na Kufo ado me nya ade. Enti me mpanifo mo twen na me mfa nemra. That time na Kufo ado fado. Na interest MPP ni economist astute economist work party no more. We have one. Yeah, one more jump up from an offer from some Meboabom. They were all economists. I could have choose one of them. But on only mistake or yeah, and so insisted about me or pen. Fair enough. And the man for Kufuan can you jam nearby. I think out there. Who near Kufuan do we and as I walk at him now say thank you to the party for the opportunity you gave me. Me a banker, not from nowhere. I be number 2 in the country. Na said ne. Oh, who be jam kwanya and they will say, ya mame abusuan pani anasa safuhine ania abusuan ni nyinangu. How? I find this asem no.
Okay.
Na dia ya ba ko ne say if you are say afia me minim ne say okọ abonten na say obi bo na adwane kofia ufie for jew no ma omne ne ota wo no akoa aka say crash ade na odi e ba ya chi boni be na asi no ufie for akoa ma. Here is the case, sir. Yeraba umia, I didn't do any say. Abonte so for bonwa. The fear for Benjamin. Odo ni fear crowd crabo no can catch us. Papa, we the peno, akola we have. Then say who do abonte a bebona yamon. I don't need a performance they put now, not in regional, but
okay.
000 Sama Kuma Kwebiasa. 30 police stations, you 0. A crapim so who. Etino, party in your view.
Okay, very well.
What do you want?
Very well. Mr. Sakwade, now me person me busa wa asem bi me refi question is here, but I'll come back to that because okay, now also be empower ma me busa we say the state of my party because our question mean to me busa also be empower ma me busa wo doc. Say, what share the state of MPP says here, even if Ken win here, can you people, is the party united? Does the party, is it strategic? Because that's a problem. You're there, now no problem, from poor boating kind of, they say, and go for the because as a party, can Ken build the party as sending an judgments and more time so that you can face 2028? Does Ken have that capacity?
Fiasanka, as somebody will be Timnaka. Asema wo mitima no obisa question baba catch us say that a prophetess and as a mind reader. If you are no kra wompa ne said the current state of our party is fragmented. Unfortunately, that is the absolute truth. And that the previous and current regime, the leadership at Yawano, they have tried, me can say only a bad. But the whole state of our party is totally fragmented. That is why there is a need for complete leadership overhaul. There is a need for somebody who can unite the party with courage and boldness and firm leadership. All you be a sabita fracture, you be control no. Na ye be we never sabi ye be kase or no moment or leader no moment na say or fa or j yeah, he's being manipulated here and there for lack of better choice of words. Until we need somebody who is a unifier who will come in. Let me show you, let me quote John Maxwell here. Because leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. Ken Ohene Ejapon, our incoming president, has proven beyond doubt his consistency in courageous leadership with discipline and patriotism and fight for justice, for grassroots, for delegates, and for our party folks. Ken aboa a lot of MPs, ni colleagues, and no. He has the experience in not only legislative governance, why MP for a long time. Onim all the structures and functions of government. He knows the nitty-gritty of everything. He's able to work with everybody. We empower a lot. So about the constituency, baby, or will be Sebi Ananafo. Papa way does not wait. Or Kokumas or Kokonfanoche or Kwako Hobini Adokoye, Sebi appeal for anyway, added a form or say, hey, Aden, that is not humane enough. Or some Monkoto in Pan Brown. Or no, Papa way added Nisika AC Cardiothoracic Center, Ewo 37. Enti Owasa Kumano any Opepa. Let's come back to our party.
Okay.
Under the last our last regime, let me say it's a Nana Akufo-Addo's leadership. Let me put it that way. We cannot run away from that fact. A home reno. Government to be an party be what the dynamics and any issues. But it's Obesha from Chairman Afoko, Cabinet Japan, and then they say they do professor from Pomboati, I pesky you. If you are no crowd of women, is a party needs complete overhaul and unification. But the current dispensation we have in it, it needs somebody with strong hands and strong mind.
And overhaul naba.
Who can crack the whip? Want to be mama exhibit arrogance our party. Without that, NPP has no future. Me can in the frame some more confused.
Okay.
Without this kind of leadership, NPP has no future. Without Ken Ohene Japan, NPP has no future because discipline. As our party, I'm a young kasa ye to try a hunanti. Until we need a new leader. Dr. Baumia, like I said, this primaries is not a contest between bad versus good or good versus bad. MPP, in a way, we still have the men. It's a contest between good versus best. Who is best fit with the current dispensation?
Okay. Very well.
I can on Hine Japan. On Fabo Ganyas one, we and the bow, we and why you. Who did say who a becatro when you show? Only him. A becano crown natural.
Okay.
No one who said, no, and yet. Now, it has to be at the collective interest of the party and for our country. There is no favoritism. Our Ken Nivalusum in political leadership. That is why NPP and grassroots need delegates and they say, Ken, and at this time they never no believe a party.
Okay.
A president.
Doc, in fact, yeah, program. We will discuss what happened, some we need how the win came about, some more we need to how the loss came about. And it's the same way I can say overhaul no. Moya primaries we will come back here and discuss the your friend saying primaries no. Overhaul no say how big also I don't know if you are comfortable with that question because we can't national for no this year also for can say mu here overhaul as a party no mu here overhaul na can leadership no and it's a discipline no jiri say betimi abo but you can as a national person no do you think overhaul is necessary for you to regain votes muluzu ya wawa can be bebre no is the overhaul the answer to clean up the party?
I think that being a national executive, I cannot comment on that matter.
Okay.
I've sworn an oath to defend the party
with
all my strength, and I don't want. And I'm a communication director of the party.
Okay.
So that one, I will leave that. Yeah, but it's an undeniable fact. Say, Kennedy Japan's energy, the aura, the kind of leadership or well then, the presence, the bold to confront issues, party grassroots man kasano. He's an oil, an engine of the NPP at the moment. Maybe Kennedy Nanti, almost 20 years in your view, you know it. And I know what he can do. They are now talking about dispute, minimum crown. And since Akufo-Addo time, Kennedy Japan has solved almost about 35 difficult disputes in NPP. People don't know. So, asem no koyiria kotwa baby a entwa Kennedy Japan anim wo MPP mu a ade etimi solve da, and the people in the grassroots knows that. Now when him say dance for me na enye Kennedy Japan anka papa no ama me support ama ye party. And now when Kwasinti, Chairman Kwasinti, go and ask my friend, my good friend Kwasinti, my very good friend Kwasinti, Chairman. Opia kasa chair the party was one theater. The friend catch the chairman for what them to on baby party boa. He was straight up and he went out there too. Why do you think there's a lot of high profile people like Dr. KK Saponuma, sorry, Di Kennedy Japonechi? Dr. KK Sapokas was a small boy in MPP party in Imwana. Listen to the grounds and listen to that is the power and authority Kennedy Japan wields on the ground. Ojiasie, enoni ade na ye kan wasem say the man is a leader. Ye nim de obetumi aye. Ojiasie ntefia. Ye fa no tonche. I would like to take this opportunity say Dr. Bawumia team say moye ready say mo beto abato no. Na finchim ye beba monye very careful. Says meeting na moye na Asante Mampon no amone electoral commission ko bi akohia wa Asante Mampon no. Ye kuta audio and videos of everything that you are doing. Ye ura ampretum me ka kire ampretum. Ye ura ampretum ye ka kire say sebi unim ko nchen wura. Oti ase ye tia na yakoto aba uye bema anka utimi kun ema NDC for ever be defeat to Ashanti region. Ye ka kire no sa Mampon your friend say MP no allegedly the all year on our meetings no hold on you kuranina
na emrebi see omo kwanse omo to be your meetings ana
diabolic meeting I fear
then I'll describe it as diabolic emrebi na say omo to be your meetings so bet me meeting
you want to the hotel efia you want dwane e na onim the hotel efia me say the want dwane e na onim the hotel. So what you
meeting then
voices are allegedly ye penipa 50 wa Ashanti region allegedly a ombe 2 mienu ye tigum no ma 2 mienu na ye dia oh yes we akura beji sika free obi also ba 2 mienu no be prepared to sign your own obituary because ye ni agro so obi enko obi pa na metu mu 2 e wa Ashanti region. And your Jumane and your Jumachina. Tell them we are ready. Audio say Kurani meetings almost yet. And now we are young man being out for say. We are young man being out for Ashanti region. Now this all magic one they do win elections. What you say? NDC for time no dey na utbi. We are monitoring everybody. And yet I make a choice say who want to back to Dr. Bawumia to Ashanti region. Because yeah were grounds. Yeah do more grounds. Say so by no na say go be 6 days. Say so why extending it, still his campaign is still in Ashanti region. Ask yourself why he's still in Ashanti region.
Ken no say Ashanti region home region for Ken no.
It's difficult for Dr. Bawumia because Kofoma they are telling him say we don't want you, we want Kennedy Japan. And yet the ordinary people non influence delegates themselves. They are telling him, wow, go and find out from the delegates. And they know it is the only way they want to do that. Is and I say, Ashanti region, more Bianyana Guineso, Kofa, and Kofobi Burkina Faso, Doma Baha, Ababa Bedi, IGP no Tesono, or you're so strong and a disciplinarian. We wanted the security to be fair for everybody. Now we are doing so Kofa Machoma Biaba Kroma, Nani Naba Beyedo Aju, Sebi Kramai, the new Swadi and Yaribonga Jumu. Odiasie, and some phone will be at Yasi and Tesco, Bianum, Jati Fita.
Yo.
Oti asefia entosukoko obi anum so jatu fita abato na ebeto no ye pe free and fair. Dr.
Okay,
Baumia
very
so
well.
ye popular, on church so ye popular. Na ye to aba na no. No intimidation, no whatsoever say share first 2-3 hours no. Omu meet omu ko first 2-3 hours no. Yen disrupt to the Japan strongholds. Na ye man to kwani tobe si ho.
Thank you.
Na ho nye disrupted.
Then I make a
Enye
tell.
dwuma ne,
Na
enye
nkofo
dwuma
mbungum.
china.
Yeah, na police for
We
capture
will make
ballot
sure
box.
say we match everybody boot for boot. Electoral Commission official be so ayakobo pa and I say you say Electoral Commission for them fair. They are fair and they are not going to be EBR say yes so ye man crofon team spoil ballot ken ye tuma na ye team spoil ballot near team baby ya ko team adu twumanim enya dwuma ne enya dwuma china sa tricks no atwam those old tricks ye nimni nyina ye beto aba no finchim Kennedy Japan is going to win this election. If you are so confident in election like this election, and let me tell you why.
See. Yo.
If you call election previously, let me tell you why. You call election previously. Kennedy Japan came in at the latter stage, said enough Professor Kano. The whole establishment, presidency, Miami, who ye Ghana gas, has a mobile donating your support. Other places bebre district chief executives any MPs any mpanimfoɔ institutions any agencies through their support for Dr. Baumia. The whole establishment so
Yep.
the whole one man Kennedy Japan was able to garner 37% of the vote. If you any district chief executive be any hope. In fact, only the no grana or more musica no na touch no be joining Kennedy Japan. What do you say? Police for any hope regional minister be any baby, minister be any baby, president be any baby, military for intimidating for election day Kennedy cast or showdown. They are not around.
Okay.
It's ya bro pepe. Yenina ya bro pepe.
Yo.
It is a Kennedy Timinya 37%. If you are on that time, not this time round, that there's no establishment and there's no year. What did I tell you? Musa Dankwa Koye in the research recently. Musa Dankwa was talking about undecided voters of about 20%. If you are
undecided advantage mama.
David, Mamma Jawadi, Dr. Baumia, Omo free the chair, Omo Bakan, Omo person be your money because you're threatening Omo on the ground said, so one to a Mabaumia, you be you were free, you be you were free, executive, no, because Baumia no be a flag bearer. You be that's the propaganda, Omo they call grounds, none me call, that's what they are saying on the ground. And I am fear nam near diffuse Sadian. They are undecided. So if you add 20% to 37%, and you're 57%.
Just a calculation, my no,
Yes,
just a more comfortable
and you
lead.
give them. It's something that is going to happen. That is the minimum that we are going to get. That is the minimum.
Okay, very
That is the minimum that we are going to get.
56%.
So we have flag bearer annual election. Now what you mean 63%. Now your election na projection. One of the posters are Mujini di Ogana. Was undecided voters in the primaries about 20%. The same Musa Dankwa said, it will be in the interest of Dr. Baumia to step down, not to contest that election.
Yep.
What has changed? This was between Waunia Poladomo Chile and no interview. Was it to be in the interest because humiliation, will be so embarrassing. He underestimated people like Dr. Brian Champon. Brian Champon was a strong financier of Dr. Baumia campaign. And I know that for a fact. Brian or Madam Fu, I know that for a fact.
I think Baumia team is about the bank says as can Brian de Bois. And go for the Sika and the Sumano from Baumia team. And If
you Dr. Brian Champon, me me obia no NPP mo nim say me close to Dr. Bayechampo. Me catch so plain.
Enti ono ani sika na odi share nya ba omia musika omde ma no.
Yes. He gave money. He gave money. He gave money to a parliamentary candidate who are Tiomo Kabosome.
Okay.
Me say omo chiche fertilizer. Ghana. If you omo chiche fertilizer, me na me coordinating all fertilizers for MPs on behalf of Minister of Agri for Dr. Brian Champo. Opa go and ask him MPs fertilizer or the chair omo nyina. Me na me coordinating. Me na me frɛ omo. Busa MPB or Ghana bia so who su bempa am frɛ no. Then you guys said Dr. Bright, me say, all no tia MPs in the car, bebreka. Why is it that we are lying about this? The fact that we are saying this, no, you're financier for Dr. Baumia. What you say, no, we need a chip, you no call elections. Dr. Educhu, share Papa Juma, what bow education sector. What you say? Look at him, education sector, such an honorable man. What you say? All these people, you know, must be watching because they see Dr. Baumia as somebody ultimately winning election. Emma Ghana.
Okay.
Ghana for are calling for Kennedy a compreko a Japan. Say only the right candidate. Ubetimi ajitu mi amaye. I mean the appear minim said the minute Kennedy Japan will be elected as a flag bearer. Ube who the way. Ebe say ebra ye dampa refri so a yedi yo nuba o de da esi police mu on. Ebi de be NPP amanyuku.
Okay, yo. Mami na was Usu Bempa. I think na Wednesday Baumia team no so beba obi a turn a candidate into ton odie. Into mo amoya bias journalism and all of you don't understand Ejuma we do elections we do special program, you know, be there turn a candidate. I don't know say generation one person say everything that you see BI so and you never want to ask questions. More than assumptions and needless assumptions. So be a bias. Ya Showdown and say every group be a Benyani day. No a turn a candidate, not delegates. Be the Omundo in channel. They can have the chance to also listen to the person. The vision, no matter man. That's the beauty of it. Until Mahameton Embe did the attempt. Upeso could the attempt Johnson Akoda. Why in Pacho? A time was not Johnson Akoda. Omon person mukasa de no makasa do ofaja any doc ma nkofo mrem omafo ni bia mo so interested in primaries ne ade e bi o interest breach ma mintie o having listened to Ken in the team no ten o ma ton ne ade no we dey compare the other people no so nkofo be ba beton mo candidates but what do you think
Xavier Assembly sir good evening the make say me no team Ken Netherlands yes, we take you by.
Somebody
don't need that. Somebody can get.
Okay. Oh, Team Ken Netherlands. Okay, you.
Yeah. Assembly some person refute to know maybe on the call social media. Our have made anything me buy. Gideon Boa come back. Gideon Boa on who sekora. Yeah, 2024 elections. Gideon Boa come catch there say, NDC focus don't be beat by me hands down. Gideon Boa come catch there say, oh. And the first throw by me and some be beating hands down. Na omusro your coalition we near 41.7 omabo nya from and onu we you better say and the phone push Ken MPPO NDCO obi support Ken because Ken no o kan okre secondly Mr. Bianumre we ya Baumia 8 sending nkrofo me bodin say Obama pokuase wabɛtwerɛ sɛ Ken medra na Ken de kun ameswale ɛna ɔmo share mibusa
Obama pato mame hwe ansa era me mpese yɛbɛbɔ bodi ne de nsɛm
there be share meka o de hwɛ
but unim na sometimes because the person didn't make those comments say
sister Biambacho
tie
almost spread it so let me refute it Mpacho
yeah but there were high different platform nobody has said that here
so I'm responding to propaganda
yeah but the person didn't make the comment here Inti ideally no tie professionally here can you go back to where inti obi defame obi na the court I say baby any panic can adena ya o person obeti asem I asem na me kire what the professional media practice is I tobo obrichum debi you want to go ahead of yourself
yeah
I know so you are very passionate but I tobo na tie ntem normally so obi defame obi kra na court ye di case ye beka say baby a wo publish ade na egu nipa na nim ase no san ko hono ma na ko sign nipa no ko can say ko retract apologize to the person It's ideally no because nipa na nka na wa ha no. The retraction should not be here. Okay? But I'll still give you the chance to say. I just wanted to be sure say what trust because medra they defamatory. Defamatory, huh?
But you
and one na me person me chiro mu the professional you know.
But okay say no. Omo share kwasi bo twom ne omo krofa wa Muhammad mo share. Ibu so omo say kwabena boadu e ba omia na call off no ko wuye. Pa ne ku no. Omo me ya no. Kwabena boadu ni ba di ba omia campaign achi. E na call off no ko wuye. Omo kire do ku kwabena boadu. I don't know the why you make it. I feel so. I feel koto. Opposed to say, and then you can't be no address Upper West for no case. But me ko twan say edubu ahen no yare into am biem and I can refute and then you if you koto and am share say emotional intelligence. If you koto no emotional intelligence. But me call north or say or refer to stick as a rabbit or can go kasem. Say stick a rabbit. No first stick rabbit in emotional intelligence. On ka say nkwara ogroma on hwe ayi frimpom boatin asemo kan na pepepe isefia fan na nim 2023 na party headquarters for nyina support ba omia fan na nim ada frimpom boatin be kan omdi na tem enso enna e ba ya koi obi be didi kan atem a obi am respond o pam obi ko kan sem tia ba omia na ko dua fan pen o na nim twere wona ye lawyer na wo twere obi defend do mo ye nyina ye hu ba do mo ye no enko si hwe afei atachia me ba atachia so atachia se na afei de enye ovuri atana na ehye economy ehye ne nsa afei nya ba omia biem me boa enti are papa bi e ba no bia de ba omia are boni bia de kufuado eni ni nua ovuri atana nya nkwada okuroma wo nya nkwada because kufuado ka se economy nti no de ba omia eba ada na first time ni wa meka se enye ba omia na ehwe economy so na economy ni fail we ye na nkubu aba na party na we no e ho no meka se enye ba omia na ehwan ya ba omia ye de be se nko mu akopem se party na begu afa musa da nkwa obeye pusa ye nkwada o wo sheda wo se Aruna Idrisu e de be wini open nori take it because he say mahama kwa nod na bia mabie bi no the propaganda push na bi o ye no also ene Haruna beba na che se ba omia so ba omia o man ne ene wo china ye to aba no a ken ebe wini because ba omia na ka se mahama kwa nod na bia mabie bi
say ken and wini ase ne obenya BPO. Why are you not leaving your mind open? Say bibia betimi esi. Oh yeah, so sure.
About we done deal. Bibia no we besi.
Okay.
We never hands down. It because team can for you now say. Edumane e ofem. Yanko so nyanya de ya no de we are in a very comfortable lead. Say we be we be say ba biem. It team can for esremo. Be obi a delegates. E pa mo chawo. Mo nam pizza ta do mo kan mo fanya adwuma. Circle mo nam ho a mo fanya adwuma. Eyi ase mo fanya adwuma. Yenim say Ken is coming. Ken is winning. Thank you.
Okay. By the way, Brichum, said Obama the one Boken didn't say. I've seen the post. There was no Pacho one Boken Pacho. I've seen it here. Or say a murderer calling someone reset. Rest in peace, Ameswali. Capital nonsense. There's no name.
I'm giving you the premise.
There's no name.
No.
So once I don't count, and wrong.
See that when you buy in Michelle, you have a boo at Tibet. You be
a plain language on team legal wife need team Brony World Cup no Obijira you have no standing in this matter what's why there no be say now Juma who say na one ebenya BP na na go fin patcho me ba say prince patcho mami ti o good evening akwa mami ti o
prince
Over Jerry.
Yes, that's right.
Yakupa Bibi Awoko. Sister Pia, good evening.
Good evening. Bajenti wa
Meda was say wa mamisa akwenya we. Mechia over Jerry and so na chamasa kodie. With a quick one. I mean, yɛhwɛ deɛ ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ Ghana. Yɛtie campaign no yɛtie Honorable Kennedy Japan side, yɛtie Bawumia side. I mean, it is so clear and obvious to say Kennedy has the message. But first of all, no, my main shas here and free Honorable Atachia, Asema Dan Wabaya Obekanye. According to Honorable Atachia, was Nanado sideline or whether the finance minister sideline the vice president. This is the second gentleman of the land. And the whole certain maybe financial minister was able to sideline this person. It means a one more. Because alongside everything, vice president or you're more bigger than even vice president. There's a driver ni mate. Say mate in a yard there, not what Jiska were ni muha. I didn't know Kono Cotinechri. Emma finance minister Bettina Don, Ejiska. Either say, Nanado Emu say, Baumia Nadia, and you pushing the warfare and a beshell. So the next question is, why is it say Baumia was sidelined, but all the achievement in Nanado's government was attributed to Baumia? We did, but now
I didn't just say sideline now Baumia for one can no credit. Okay.
No credit. A contest into Opaso can be an answer of Fakwan. So if say you was sideline, say a no cra. Na achievement na can say any fama uforiata. Any sanity a young fama uforiata. Your mother second issue. I mean, sister, if you're a mebuna woman, you hear Juma. I mean, this is not the time. I was say ye be to say like I mean ubi baba be manage BB na ya best so no any ade. Yehu die si wo NAPCO. NAPCO was I mean an organization under Dr. Baumia. With all the powers and everything, he was not able to incorporate these people into the institution and as create something different for them, for it to sustain them. And also, it is on record says some people were not even paid. And all these people, why ye Juma, no names why ye Jumana Bosomi and Sunny and Tiaoka. A ban or Trinimusa Dien, Obekasa Semi de Achiroba. Nessa what yes, necessary by a bar, Untuntiana. And we need to change Baumia. So the next thing I say, Kennedy Japan, when it comes to job, Kennedy is the job man. It is in his DNA. Oh my, your crown or your dada.
Okay.
So this is the time you to know you hear honorable Ken. This is the time you to know you hear say. Yes, so Kennedy, because anytime a Kennedy Baker said, I will say we need to invest in our people. Asia Miracle, one of them invest in their own people.
Okay, very
Kennedy, well. Western region, or make a point, it will say we are going to build people within the party. We are going to build businessmen within the party. Young Kofu and Frabontin. It is a constituency in Yabefa, Nipa 50. Near beer Juma Amamo, and yes, I buying the baby Ashamun so, what do Kakra Wabeba? Now buying our support too, because Obekwa Kudi. But who dear woman, Uni? It is a banner, a so was saying, Nessa Ubiema, me of a Jerry, and a sister if you are why. Sir, who this side, let's offer Jerry this side. I want you to be about party within the constituency, make him a Bamumi no more. But see, be beer of a Jerry Swa. Be of a Jerry just on the control party, on the leadership. Say you saying on the nature that direction of the party. Say you saying but what the Kennedy say is going to build the party. Now building now or building with business ideas with our own resources. It's where
because of Ken credentials and on the Sunny attributes so be a no one anything I prefer no.
Sister Fia, you compare Juma with the CV call. What you have achieved, what you can do, anyway, CV in a song. Near why you anyway, CV in a song.
Okay, very well.
So, manager no alpha or near ma or who say na will be to me because why you be pen or records in here. And Kennedy exhibit all those kind of records. Baumia in his time, so obey a vice president, so on your vice president now or Bank of Ghana, no, the records way. Obey, he was just managing the economy. And clearly, we can see, say, the sitting vice president, whether he is the one doing it or not, say, at to force, or you're more better than Baumia.
They say suddenly at to forcing more NPP for now, Musi Baumia, you solid. They say Musi at to force better than Baumia.
We said it then, near him. But you handle economy ni man and when me manage it, so we don't have anything to say than to say at to force you more better because you trust near my equia. At to force senior okay.
Okay.
So I mean, it is clear and delegate you bomb pie and a more beer fa a who in shame.
Mame kaka kranka say prince you if you let's assume it's about Umia a flag bearer. At this state of economy at NDC for the year, can he even mention the word economy in his campaign message?
Why not? I just
Or can I say?
So Onya Sembia can to justify management of the economy.
Never. That's what he will run away.
Okay. Or 75 questions said my vice president to be a chemo. Those questions are still exist and those questions are still there and it's still valid. Can he answer those questions?
Mo challenge they say answer those questions no. Or no questions no the ma will be no. Mama fa Nana Kofi na member me say aka member ho sisi a Nana Kofi am say what sorry we you know because we are not seeing you. Okay. Mpacho ani eti
official pa.
Say I think go better you. Mpacho say
tema force so chia.
Oh, tema for there. You say we ye kese ba ko Nana Ajiman nti tema for ye kese ba ko
yeah, we feel last week and I'm feel by.
Oh, sa ho and they wan fa come to 6 ye Canada Japan mo cruise bi. Mo I say enkofo be say papa fo mpanifo bi omo na tema kura omo ha ba ko na free mu no.
Me uncle catch him say me uncle ni Koda.
Koda. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Omo na fofo ne ba ko oyo hene ono na o free mu no.
Free, yes. Well, I mean me the kakra me want to say I still don't understand NPP as a party. We are friends saying executives here on I mean they have shown their immaturity because every time I've been saying say the moment they came into power with Nana Akufo-Addo as president, he took over the party as a whole. Because I was looking at President Kufuor and Peter Alajete,
Dan
Rochas and the rest. They will be able to stand up to the president or even the parliamentary or the presidential candidate. But the moment they lost, your friend is saying, the one before JFK, what's his name?
John
Boadu. Yeah.
At least John Boadu was able to hold forth a little bit against Nana Akufo-Addo. But the moment JFK, Nana B, and the rest, these were boys in Legon. What I say? What sort of positions have they held to be able to stand up to the president of a country, even though he's the president of the party? I mean, I wonder who say, party na MKOE. Because there was no way President Mahama or candidate Mahama can stand up to I see I don't get here.
Never.
There is no way President Mahama or MDC as a party in power can stand up to Fifi Kote. Fifi Kote will stand up and then crack the whip.
The problem no say according to prime minister per se, but the party as a whole no.
The party structure. They see
that brings it back to Professor.
Because even you see, when you are going for even parliamentary whatever or this nature, the vote nature, I don't expect even a whole Ashanti regional or a national regional chairman to decide the party that he belongs to. What you say? Because you are part of the neck, and you as a part of the neck, no. Then we decide the party. I say, no, you don't do that. It's total bias, public bias. Well, if the MPs will declare, fine. After the MPs, they can declare, but not the party executive.
Executives, okay.
What I say? Because you are the referee. What I say? You are the ones that will carry. So what about those that you have openly declared for, and then they lose, and then the one that you are against wins? How are you going to work with them?
Yeah.
How do you work with them? And in also ways, Makacho that say, I don't understand whether MPP has really got a research team. Because look, the optics
the statistics, the data, everything is against the parliamentary, the presidential candidate of choice of the party. What I say?
I mean, their research team should pick up on this information and act accordingly.
Exactly. That's why they are not being open. So they are fostering a candidate on a party, a novelty that they tried, they failed the first time. And it's not going to work again.
Okay.
Because look, the data
but we want him against the data in working about Baumia winning way.
How does it work? Baumia can win the presidential or whatever on 31st.
The primaries,
The primaries, he can win. But when it comes to the presidential whatsoever, he will never win.
But can win here? I'll bet him winning presidential. No.
Ken win, Ken has a possibility. There's a chance because one, like we said, obviously it's a Ghanaian thing. It's a trend. We have never had a Northerner that has been a president continuously.
Okay.
A Northerner handing over to a Northerner. It has never happened.
And here one.
That is one. And then two. NDC now needs to bring a new candidate. A new candidate that they need to sell. Not for 4 years, but they need to sell within a space of about 12 months. And they see one thing is the Ghanaian voter is now sophisticated. He doesn't mind developments and come and showcase them during election time and thinking that, look, President Kufuor did it. What happened to Akufo-Addo? He lost. President Akufo-Addo did. What happened to Baumia?
He lost.
Until when you wait for the last 6 months to showcase the things you have built or whatsoever, it's about the economy. Ghana, it's about the economy.
Every election.
What I say? It's about the economy.
Very well, Nana.
If you see these young guys, look, Siesta Royale, and you see young able-bodied men trying to just clean your windscreen just so that you can give them pittance. And you ask yourself, no way. I mean, these able-bodied men, if you put them to work, can they work? But there is no work.
Okay.
There is no work.
Nana,
when I look at all these statistics, the vote, last Michelle that go through. I went on the way, Peace FM especially gave me the statistics. And I compared the parliamentary, the presidential, the parliamentary, the presidential. Baumia lost miserably, honestly. He lost.
I think and then we had gone into it, even going to the Zongo areas and see the gaps. The gaps,
and the Zongo community.
They are so sad. They are so sad. And the way they still
all
pushing
these things. Why then do you want to foster the man again?
Okay. Nana, Mami Nawasi. I will join here. What's it?
They can't not confuse
Okay.
Ghanaians, then again, you try businessman so that. So no make it say Northern handle over to Northern easy. And here one. Two, Ghana, we never had a businessman as a president. It can stand a greater chance to take over the country in terms of meeting NPP, NDC. Or we have anything against NDC.
Okay, But Michael, now come about how way you not to continue. I'm from Mr. Aka. Good evening. Mr. Aka, where you know soon stable. Bra Michael Ababak, Mammy Fano. Bra Michael, would they mean so we a team Baumia? But they are on call for the can say the team Baumia for Beba, I think next week. Mammy Busa, what you think about primaries? They are coming now.
Stay for me, that's it. I'm in my official panso.
Yeah, Joseph, I'm going to see you now.
That's it. Me, dear Jeremy, also Bempamu, whoever, almost support to Japan. Kasamu Faka Baumia, and Yami. Yeah, because I see the bitterness from them. Bitterness Spanish show Mumu. Because so far who saw your NPP ni, you are loyal to your party. Now you call Akensi. Now Akensi ne call ni Baumia stand for original tickets so as a NPP and they call Akensi. And then Kofune na mo contesting Baumia now. You people are part of the government. people are part of the government. Kennedy Japan, he was a board timer. Benachampo Mumunano, they hold their position. Never that just a ticket. Near a can say, never call Lusua. They put 10 around against the bomb. It is a Sebi party, no any papa party.
Okay.
That be what I do Manilande answer. Manilande.
As a party, the papa party. And your case in a call here into una no accusing Baumiano who contribution is saying your contribution or any far. So do it for young people. They know here to say you may need power. And you turn around bring one person. And I can end this if I'm coming from Mama. Mama was a city president too. And he lost almost 1 million votes. But the NDC protect him and bring him back. And I never be renema, you know. I bet not be renema NDC for no. So what are you talking about here? Musura Musi economy. Vomia is a vice president. And then you are finance minister on all head the economy no. Now they are missing now. Jerry Mumba Musi economy. Moussa said, Mamudi Kenetino, Bebeno, and one young inhabitants. Because Mahaman Kasa, Abba America, can say, COVID created 20 years ago. So why you guys have been bound on the economy? America now, Jerry to America, should they to America for us in a COVID time. And then ma will lose support or Joe Biden lose support. I'm going far away by I'm going far Trump by I said I'm okay. It's the maybe I say in Japan and I didn't go case now or call Lusu now. Now this has to be born and Kajaru Dana.
Okay. But I think okay. Okay, Ram Michael, I think one of the questions of raising is ask about me do campaign now for J economy asem. When to me and economy be NDC for by almost say fundamentals no cry exposed by me as a CD now is stable. Any they are using all these things. Into no more say about me okay, Ram Michael, where you know we screen the call off into your way you need me say send baby I handle anything now. They dig it on M1 no. My man I ni Ram Michael, ye na wie wasem no. Yes, I mean family okay, Mr. Can wasem na say. Obesa ba ntim person man mbra Mr. You point can wasem no kwacho.
Omajo, I'm a punya so fincha, but Mr. Jani. Because there could be a boko obian in the echo and you have to be to be you. But we need them more kind of patch out. I have one more born in chair or no one I have one on cast on I have one in a bit to be in. I don't know. What a jackal and penny from woman in a position in Obia can answer. What a jackal or catches a mouth on the bay at the partner or move as I'm down. From what you can at him, nana be any a quadria, Omuyan Colau. Omuyan Cola. Nipa omokola yeni asa mi no nyina party ne ko 1992 what enye na ne bigi party na tiwo otaka mi okwatihwe card ne kwhwe wo tamara about one no e ni we ta mo we na bongo ble mu ene omo bete na ebre no mo wo hefa omo yankola no mo yo school abai ye US school 1990 kwa na ye sei no mo ta no mo wo hefa ai na wo papa ni mu a eti bo me mana no utimi bie wa no ka kire ne se what taking the party na party na order e obutu afodia wo ba mu da be party ayu hwa no akofem no ye pe ni pa no so wayi ni pe ni bi afi kana Japan o bo ni sika no be bo party ni ko mo ma kana Japan kwa na man contact party ni kana Japan kwa ani man ska on o mo so ma ya ready say o mo beti emma kana Japan de oya yo o hero to mu ni ma me ka tro obo enye onu a o akwa Asante region so de ti Asante region untumi ye gigigi na se na elusu ye ye ni omo ni atem bia ye de carry ye na party baako no omo num nsem bu a omo keka ka no omo nya botere kanya ya pop mo ye den ko kosoro batem onu a na eba etinya age obi a NDC po e una ba bia second e dey some second because why bi da obi tim ga yan say attack yan say ai e say de kana Japan ne party dey o charge na ada na dada wan farmer muan kasa on say say you omo si akufo ado ka e ba unya kasa mo akufo ado na akufo ado di na de ba unya ba de a mo ka obi kan obiti enye adwuma kana Japan no ana eba mumpo ken all the way enti mo pa mo ntu yemfo bia ho kana Japan on ka hwe yesi atwinofo enti o on kasa bio ese obi be ka tell say o abronye 11 seats aka 1 enye mani wu we che wodi di patem na mama abrokwai na abrokwai abronye di atamaya amonti ana owusu empa de o ka bi di am to owusu empa de ya so ne bia no na onye ni ponya mpipini.
Okay.
Yo. Munya abutre.
Mama na asemi saka. O se ken beba obi anti ase a won shepo. Bra Michael. Where you need to call into your point now make.
Yeah, take call. Jerry na yesa, Jerry na yesa. Ono lo katikati bi wa.
Yo, not yon.
Oh, Jerry, sha, Master Jerry, yeah, party baba ku. Yeah, party more. NDC will never do it. Oh, NDC will never do it. What you say? Kasa, who the kasa?
Yeah, not you, Mama Giona.
But over Jerry and his bus now, your time now about 10. It's your time now, so.
Obiya no time ba umiya. And me pesa otini ma bi asese. See, ye can ba umiya sema. We not talking about the personality. I will never do that. I'm talking about the policies and what he believes in. The thing is, do you think, sir, Baumia can take NPP to win power come 2028? And then the message is a campaign.
Why not? No, why not? No, we are not in a campaign. Hold on, Jerry. You see the mistake you are doing.
Okay. What would be the message going forward?
We are not in a campaign platform yet. We are just talking to the delegate. You do all here.
Hey,
Stephanie Bois. We are not in a campaign platform. We are not in a general platform yet. We are talking to the delegate. What you do for the delegate? You didn't do general election yet.
Do you remember?
Another program, so I be in
Mr. Jerry, this is the area and say, I delegate Brema party. No, it is a more to me now. General delegate, no, election, yeah, cause is here. No, you do general election last year. It is a general election in the door. The problem I'm going to follow. I remember two board. When we are talking to delegates.
Okay. Bra Michael, Bra Michael, Bra Michael, send them more number.
Okay. Mami Bama.
Then me pesa be ko nkofo be hackers no mo nye. Nti send me wo private chat no so. Why? Because hackers no chena ko no bia baby.
Okay.
Nya do number here yipe. Why? Send me why?
Yo, Mate.
Okay.
Yo, Mate.
Yo. Doc, remember how Doc Sako there, maybe I'll just quickly. But Mami fa Bra Maxwell. Maxwell, good evening. Hello, Bra Maxwell. Maxwell, what's Timinka? Well, I think on Timinka, he wanted to speak, but on Timinka. Doc, Mami fa Bra back now. Any final thoughts on primaries? No? I think you been another show before primaries. Okay. But Jerry Kasansana Doc, finally, am I?
Mike, the question is on the year. You say, but we are the campaign season.
Apart from a way internal issue, he doesn't need to mention his.
Important than main campaign. Now, Coco won't be seen for our say. Modia Monfort by the mammy name of no. Me worry them the Nico Fear we are number who subquire me for to your bad. Zani, as I'm your kind of way.
Okay.
Catch a bushia phone, you bet me I am or banner. I touch you by out the name Quay. Yamia, I don't know, and Sakawa, then I'll be and son of Bushia 40. I said the number, and I saw the Nakufi. Now they all say a delegate, not delegate to know. Omonya Ghana phone be. Are there no Ghanaians who are entitled to know your policies and your plans towards the country?
Okay, very well. Hey, Doc.
The way of thinking, I'm a dream. Say
Obafia.
delegate there ni kwan say you can be chire no. Ne oba betimi aye na mu delegate there. Ka chire ne say mo meto ma me. E dey no nyina so nto aba ne ba.
Okay. Very well. When you make your point, no. Doc, mami too, Doc.
Meda say Obafia. Say na minia Michael Kasano or can be Chairman Jerry. Ebisa the question say Dr. Baumia message here then our campaign now or even in future. Should the unexpected happen or should the unlikely event happen, so we are. And now all cast of person just say primary say delegate near dinner. I grab so if you know pa obi bisa comment in my recent count here. Obisa Michael say now delegate ni they are not Ghanaians.
Exactly.
Okay.
That na me so me kan.
Omo de omo nya Ghana for.
They
Also
know
mo tin here. Ubetimi aye ma omo answer na ideas no keke no rich ideas. Define rich ideas. What are they? Dr. Baumia had rich ideas when it was NDC time. Na yepe power. Ababe ye ba mono we no. NDC for baby to yen. What are the rich ideas? And I want to reiterate the fact say I don't dispute the fact say all the candidates have ideas. They all have ideas, but Dr. Baumia has limited ideas, but full of complaints, excuses. Recipe for incompetent leadership. Somebody who does not want to take responsibility. And you man ko ya another than Kufuado. And you may ko ye or attribute to Kufuado administration there. You firma Dr. Baumia. Mpese me can BM say be a ko ye gold for oil whatever no. And ye nanado danko Kufuado goes to his credit. Or no ye leader, or no ye president. And ye Dr. Baumia. Dr. Baumia worked for Nana Kufuado and his government. He could not perform. Let me quote Richard Nixon, M. Nixon, former president of the United States of America. I'll say, idealism without pragmatism is impotent, but pragmatism without idealism is meaningless. The key to effective leadership is pragmatic idealism. You cannot sit down and just claim yourself to be having rich ideas without being a pragmatic, bold, courageous leader who can show forth results. Kennedy, Japan, bold, courageous, disciplined, very honest. Was show by
I like
action.
that part. Very honest.
Grassroots in any delegates say on one year pay. There is no single way. You lose elections, you lose a lot of seats like this last election. And not Dr. Baumia a flag bearer, and also a presidential candidate. Now, typical example, you win way Dr. Baumia Koto. He was the first to retort arrogance of power. I don't know who he was, who he was referring to. Say NPP for what Bemu ye kasamunti arrogance of power. Say the boss no and them say this on one the German. But let me tell you the real definition. Or if arrogance is a human being and I say a phenomenal error, it is transient. Oko Adentas here. Our say former second lady Nimia Berman MP wo and that NDC. Or kahon omo kahon ena ye seat so to ye NPP for I lose seat and I say yentimi and gain this extra seat. Ye bisa no.
No, any the same for Baumia ho. Eso Baumia na so na konta me boa.
Why you campaign on that constituency?
Why you campaign ho?
Asamoah
never stepped there.
Asamoah former first second lady catcher and say so supporting Unia Berman no be MP and NDC na ye den. Me nka so Unia Berman timi NDC but me catcher delegate ye ma no mo ye delegate say won so Unia Berman ba be ye MP na ye den. You are here fighting for MPP as a grassroots delegate. You are here. Oh, and I do we are now okay campaign rally now the actually. Obinya akwan no or supporting in Yabema. Ewo NDC. We're campaigning for MPP.
Okay. Very well, Doc. Say time now, Ariane.
Pragmatic leadership. On any Kennedy Japan. On no bit me, I restructure MPP. Now, or the Yako winning elections come 2028.
Okay.
Yo,
Doc, I know what to be only of a Jerry Yakupon Shamo. Say no more joining discussion or Max or ye peke or Bamsa or system non take yan can't make us our own tinty Yampa Wednesday. Why? Me peke or make us our own tea. Now, Eduardo so by won't take the air canoe. by the time no cry nti Nyankopon yad ma Wednesday next week Monday so I think Wednesday na ba omianko for no but the next week educhum we would look at all the candidates. We'll be about the turn a candidate. For this has been Jaso. We were live on your platforms, NASPA Radio, High Life Radio, King Jersey Radio, Migato FM, Adamfupa Media United. Thank you all. We are countdown to NPP primaries. January 31st in the end, Empire Ebeja. Now the obe winning, the bigger job they are saying, NPP Nakasa will cracks. They are struggling. Me catch your introduction said the NPP here, current NPP, is a shadow of itself. Into whoever wins, no, or whoever, because I feel on national executives elections, and some of my regional, no my constituency, they have a big problem. Into next week, Yampa, you better us when you may with you. And I'm going to say, joining live on Jasu Media. The another edition, Ebesan Bremo. Thank you for joining us. Why? Yankopon ya Adoma. You be back Wednesday. Wednesday, live. Why? You. Good night.